Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meisner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
I'm William Beadle from Tolbert Beadle. It only takes 1 second for a person to be involved in an accident. And when the worst occurs, there's only one person that matters, you. At Tolbert Beadle, we want to be the one you call for help. We're the one to get you the compensation you deserve from the insurance companies. Call us today and find out if you have a case. The consultation is always free. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Ozark Mountain Sports Complex in Ozark, Missouri, home of the Grip and Rip Baseball League since 2016, and tonight the venue where baseball night in the Ozarks is perhaps the biggest baseball night in the Ozarks we have had in a very, very long time. Republic Locos and Springfield Metropolitans getting set to go here. It'll be Cole Hazelhorst for the Mets against Tyler Collison for the Locos. So two right-handers about to go at it here. GRBL playoff picture taking shape. This is the final game of the regular season, but three positions remain to be decided. First round bye belongs to the South Division winners, the Nixa Suckers. That is locked and loaded, so they are on to play at noon on Sunday, October 13th. Somebody is going to win the GRBL North Division. It is likely to be the winner of this baseball game, but depending on how much scoring is involved, it still could, in theory, be the Moon City Mavericks. They were winners today, 10-1, defeating the Branson Showmen to improve to 3-4. So coming into this one, the Republic Locos are 3-3. Simply put, if they win this ball game, doesn't matter the score, they would win the GRBL North, and they would lock up the number 2 overall seed in the playoffs. The Springfield Metropolitans are 2-4. Should they win, that would create a situation in which we have 3 teams that are all 3-4. And that would also effectively wipe out any head-to-head, because that would mean every team in the North split against its fellow North Division opponents. Then we would go to whichever team allowed the fewest runs over the course of the season. Right now, the Metropolitans have allowed 30 through 6 games. Locos are next at 35, and the Mavericks have given up 44. So for that, it's advantage Metropolitans. If the Springfield Mets can win this game, they are going to win the GRBL North unless they win and also somehow concede 15 runs in doing so. I mean, anything's possible in baseball. That's why you play the games, right? So they are playing for playoff positions 2, 4, and 5. Position 3 locked up by the Branson Showmen, and position 6 looks to be in sole possession of the Ozark Mountain Ducks. How is that so, you say? Well, if you look at the Springfield Mets, who are 2-4, yes, they could fall to 2-5 with a loss tonight. The Mountain Ducks are 2-5, but it was the Springfield Mets prevailing in the one time those two teams met. So Metropolitans hold head-to-head criteria over the Ducks. So for that reason, we've got the Mountain Ducks penciled in to the number 6 position, and a 3 versus 6 game between the Ducks and the Showmen. Highly likely that one set to take place. Need to double check the time on that, but I believe that is next Sunday. Wait, don't tell me as I look for it here live real quick. So we have 2 eliminator games next Sunday, October the 6th, here at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex. And if you can't be here, well, then you can be here on the YouTube channel. So yes, eliminator number 1 is going to be the 4 versus 5. Eliminator 2 is at 3 p.m. That will likely be the Ozark Mountain Ducks taking on the Branson Showmen. As I said earlier today, it was the Moon City Mavericks winning 10-1 over the Showmen. It was the Nixa Suckers defeating the Ozark Mountain Ducks 7-4 in the game just before this one. Weather tonight is absolutely beautiful. Right now we are at 78 degrees. Feels like 78. Winds are out of the north at about 10 miles per hour and dying down. So we are likely going to see just absolutely beautiful, even keel conditions throughout the night. It's a great night for baseball, and we're glad to have each and every one of you along with us to enjoy the games today. Springfield Metropolitans will start with their shortstop and player manager batting first. That is Clay Murphy. Batting second will be the second baseman Harrison Broadstreet. Batting third is the center fielder Harrison Waters. Batting fourth is the extra hitter Zach Young. Batting fifth, the pitcher from Woodstock, Georgia, Cole Hazelhorst. Batting sixth, the left fielder Ben Van Gorp. Batting seventh, the third baseman from Morrisville, Missouri, Mark Blem. Batting in the 8th spot is the right fielder, where's number 5, Grant Cundiff. Batting in the number 9 position is the first baseman. That is number 14, Calvin Dreyer. And then batting in the 10th spot is the catcher, number 12, Rob Fackrell. For the Republic Locos home team on the board tonight, some lineup shuffling to tell you about. But they will start off with their second baseman and the team's leader in hits. That's Zach Ralph. Batting second is the center fielder Trent Simpson. Batting third and starting in right is Jason Rose. Batting fourth is the first baseman Andrew Meyer. Batting fifth, another rookie, the shortstop, number 15, Caleb Kaufman. Batting sixth, wearing number 6 and playing third base is David Rodriguez. Batting seventh is the pitcher, Tyler Collison. Batting eighth, the left fielder from Miller, Missouri, Scott Wilson. Batting ninth, check that, and catching is the player manager, Chris Meza, making his first start behind home plate tonight. And then the extra hitter wearing number 4 will bat in the 10th spot from Venezuela by way of Branson, Missouri. That's Arturo Liendo. So we will see what other maneuvers Locos manager Chris Meza has up his sleeve as he tries to win a GRBL North Division title. That's all coming up on the other side of this break. It is baseball night in the Ozarks. Locos Mets right after this.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Baseball night in the Ozarks, and we got a hot one on tap. Republic Locos, Springfield Metropolitans, Grip and Rib Baseball League North Division title on the line. Only thing we've got left to do is play the game. Tyler Collison out of Hartville, Missouri makes the start tonight. He went to Evangel University and now calls Marshfield his home. Collison for the season, 8 1/3 innings pitched, 12 earned runs on 11 hits, 8 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 2 hit batsmen, a 12.96 ERA. That doesn't tell the entirety of the story. Prior to September 8th, Tyler Collison was carrying just a 1.29 ERA and then sustained a blow-up at the hands of the Branson Showman, who hung 6 runs on him. Had a rough go again in his last appearance, September 15th, and then September 22nd against the Moon City Mavericks and the Nixa Suckers, respectively. Those two teams combined to put up 5 more runs against him. So it has been a not-so-brilliant September, to say the least, for Tyler Collison. If he can get back into form and get back into being the pitcher we saw on August 18th and on August 25th, the Locos are going to have a little something-something for the playoffs. But a shuffled lineup, and manager Chris Meza himself going behind the plate tonight for the Locos, making his first start as a catcher on the season, just the second start he has ever made. I'm not sure what's going on with Jared Fox, who is not in the starting lineup for the Locos. So no Fox, it would appear, as he is not even he's not listed on the list of available subs. So might have had a planned absence. Believe he is healthy, so maybe just taking a little trip somewhere with the family. Locos are going to go without him tonight, and Chris Meza gamely getting in there to play some catcher this evening. We'll likely see Tyler Collison, Jason Rose, John Bortz is here, and we'll likely get some innings from the pitcher's mound later tonight. But the move here, and I guess the theory in starting Tyler Collison, is this is a pitcher who needs to get his confidence back before the playoffs begin. So the Locos are going to try to catch the Metropolitans early in this one when they're cold, let him mow down some batters, and let him get back into the swing of things. It's not an easy start, most certainly, as the Metropolitans playing with a chance to go grab a bye in the playoffs. It's a bye that they want very desperately. Clay Murphy's team a little bit banged up and shorthanded tonight. They are without Dalton Winkler, Landon Wright, and Jerry Kelly. So just a couple of subs. Clay Murphy hitting beautifully, 9 for 19 with 4 runs batted in. He's walked 3 times and struck out only once. Make that 10 hits on the season for Clay Murphy. Line drive screamer back at the pitcher, Collison, who got out of the way and watched a base hit go into center field. First pitch at 6:08 tonight. Harrison Broadstreet, the batter, stand-up comic from Springfield, Missouri. 16 hits with Moon City a season ago. He has a much more pedestrian 1 for 16 in 2024. One of several Metropolitans I would put in the same boat of started cold and have stayed cold. Week 7 is as good of a time as any to find your swing, as all of these teams gearing up for the playoffs. It's a wild pitch, and Clay Murphy will advance into scoring position without much trouble. Umpires for this one, Jack Haydank behind the plate with Edward Browning on the bases. Second game of the day for both of those gentlemen. Breaking ball from Collison missed inside, and we're even 1-1. Fielders pretty well straight away for Broadstreet. Trying to hold the runner Murphy. Just underway here. Collison looks back at the runner, now comes home. Broadstreet fouls it back. So when these two teams met earlier in the season, it was way back. Week number 1, it was a 6-5 victory for the Republic Locos. And that was also a primetime game played on Baseball Night in the Ozarks at Meader Park. So same story, different venue. But in that game, we saw a big 4-run 6th inning. That was a dropped third strike, and the throw over to get Broadstreet is not in time. So Collison got the K. Baseball got away from Chris Meza, and then it was kicked toward the first base side. And his throw down to first not in time. So just like that, first and third. For Harrison Waters. Called Steerreich there to start him off. Waters, one of 6 players to hold a share of the GRBL single season record for hits with 16. He did it in 2022. He's come back down to earth after a cold start in 2024 and is hitting 3 for 15 with a double and RBI. He has walked 5 times. That saves the on-base percentage a little bit. But Harrison Waters frustrated with his hit production here in 2024. 0-2. I run him outside, and now the runner taken off. Chris Meza will not make the play for Harrison Broadstreet. takes off and takes second base. So 2 men in scoring position for the Mets early. Still nobody out top of the first. Swinging a foul ball straight back off the roof of the press box here. That's actually going to carry back down into the seats. Somebody's going to get a 50-cent foul ball. Looks like one of the Locos, David Rodriguez's sons, is going to go get that baseball. Broad Street gets the hips back out of the way of a Tyler Collison heater that was in. Counts even 2-2. First base unoccupied. 2 Mets on. Breaking ball swung on, lifted. That is foul. Third base side into the seats. Gentleman seated down there thought about trying for a barehanded catch, and then I think he thought twice because he pulled the hand back at the last minute and wisely let that one go. So we'll do another 2-2. The high heat gets Harrison Waters on strikes. 1 down. It brings up the Bolivar, Missouri native, Zach Young. 40 years old, out of Missouri State University. Played high school ball for the Bolivar Liberators. Family moved away for a time. They lived in Iowa. And he played some men's league baseball up in the Hawkeye State for about a decade, he said, before they came back to Southwest Missouri, and he came into the GRBL in 2022. Struggled with a little bit of tendonitis, didn't play in 2023, and is back out here in 24. 4 for 14 is Zach Young. He's been splitting time as either a designated hitter or a first baseman. Looked at a called strike on the outer half there. But still a lot of power in those hands. Still a lot of baseball smarts in the brain. Just still a heart for the game. That is going to go fair down the third base line. Mets will score 2. It's an RBI double down the left field line for Zach Young and the Metropolitans. In business early. Just fair down the left field line. Not a lot of cheers for the bad boys of baseball out there. I think the Locos fans are outnumbering Mets fans about 2-1 at the moment. Batter is Cole Hazelhorst for the Metropolitans. 1 for 10 on the season is Cole. Had 8 hits with the Locos in 2023. Had 10 as a rookie. That was his 1 year in double figures with Moon City in 2021, helping them to win a league championship and the Howard Bell Trophy. Fastball driven in the air to center field. Trent Simpson had a good read on it, and he will throw that in. No chance for Zach Young to tag up and advance there. 2 gone. And the batter is your favorite player's favorite player, Ben Van Gorp. Spent a great portion of his childhood in Belgium, the son of 2 missionaries. Works for Cox Health as an executive assistant. Nixa, Missouri, listed as the official hometown. That's where he finished out his high school career. And then went on to play at Evangel University. BVG for the season, 2 for 11 with 2 RBIs. He's a speedster, 36 hits in his GRBL career that began all the way back at the beginning, 2016. Collison's going high heat, high heat. It's resulted in a 1-1. Every out is going to be critical here. Van Gorp tried to check the swing, ended up hitting the ball anyway and hit it foul. Well, if you're a Moon City Mavericks fan watching this as a neutral observer, you are rooting for scoring in bunches. So the Mets coming out of the gate hot is certainly in your best interests. but you need the Locos to put up some runs too. If this ends up being a logjam of 3 and 4 teams, the Mets presently have a 5-run advantage. Well, actually, now it's a 7-run advantage because they've scored 2 in the runs allowed category, and that would be the determining factor in a tiebreaker. Ben Van Gorp has worked it back full against the old Hartville Eagle, Tyler Collison. Looks back at the runner Young, now comes home for the payoff, and he put it outside. First walk of the night for Collison. Sets up a force at any base but home, and the batter is Mark Blem. Sponsored by Blem Tool Company. Mark very frustrated with his stat line for the season. Said every game he gets some sort of advice about something to fix in his swing, but pretty candid about it when I talked to him before the game. He said, I just need to quit thinking and go hit one. That's well hit to the shortstop, but the Locos are going to adapt and get the out. Caleb Kaufman got the ball to Zach Ralph in time for the fielder's choice and the out. The Mets score 2 in the top of the first, so they lead 2-0. Locos will try to find an answer when they come back. It is Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free right here on our YouTube channel. Big thank you to the title sponsor of Grip and Rip Baseball, Henry's Towing. When you're in a jam on the side of the road, you gotta let Henry do it.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome!
Hazelhorst goes to the mound for the Springfield Metropolitans with his battery mate Robert Fackrell behind the dish. Cole Hazelhorst, the flight instructor at Premier Flight Center in Springfield, Missouri, the #1 overall pick in the 2024 GRBL draft. Cole for the season, 11 innings. He has allowed 4 earned runs on 7 hits, struck out 9, walked 4, and hit a batter. It's a 3.27 ERA. And that's not bad, considering that pitching is really his secondary duty. That's really not bad. When he gets done on the pitcher's mound, he's expected to go behind home plate to catch. And the Metropolitans shortstop Clay Murphy drafted Hazelhorst with his own selfish interests in mind, if you will. Clay will likely come on to pitch toward the end of this game for the Metropolitans, and he wanted Cole Hazelhorst to be his catcher. So it's a reunion. First time these guys have played together since 2021. But Hazelhorst, definitely one of the premier defensive catchers in this league. And this season with the Mets, we've seen him have the chance to step it up and contribute as a pitcher as well. And that is an opportunity he has taken very seriously, and he relishes it. And how about this? A 3-way hug between close friends, Zach Ralph, Robert Fackrell, and Cole Hazelhorst. Zach Ralph having a heck of a year, about to face a very good friend in Hazelhorst. Ralph, 10 for 18 with a pair of doubles, a run batted in. He's got a .556 average and a .652 on-base percentage. Absolutely out of sight. And Ralph batting back in the leadoff spot for the Locos here this evening. First offering he sees from Hazelhorst. Fastball low, ball one. Well, when Zach's not doing this, he is in the IT field. Computer systems administration worker at a telecommunications company. So he's probably solved a few math problems in his time. Loving that OBP, but also hitting for average here in 2024. Had 9 hits with the Mountain Ducks a season ago, 10 with Moon City the year prior. So we've really seen Zach in his 5th year in the league really just put together solid approaches at the plate. It's been a tough out all season long, and he has certainly been a bright spot for these Locos. He's ahead here 3-0. Cole Hazelhorst most certainly aware of everything I just said, so perhaps nibbling a little too much. 3-2 over the plate for a called strike. Looked like a four-seamer to me. Setting him up outside again. They do go low and away. 2 low and away for the liking of the plate umpire Jack Haydank, and Zach Ralph is aboard. Doesn't help the average, but it helps the OBP tick forever upward. And he is on for Trent Simpson. Simpson in his 4th season broke in 2022, or check that, 3rd season. He's been a Republic Loco for all of them. 16 hits as a rookie to grab a share of the league record in 2022. Had 9 for the Crazy Train a season ago. He's 7 for 23 coming into tonight's game. With the thought that he'll at least get this one and one more in the playoffs. Simpson out of Missouri Valley College, originally from Waynesville. One of 3 brothers in the Simpson family. Pitch was up and out of the zone. Fackrell's throw was pretty good, but Zach Ralph had a pretty good jump. He is in safely at second base. No doubt engaging in a little bit of dialogue with all of the Metropolitans as he dove in. So Ralph steals with his team trailing 2-0. Nobody out, and the very dangerous Trent Simpson at the plate. The 1-1, that's down. Well, when Hazelhorst is missing, I'll give him this. He's consistent. It's been down, down, down. Fires one that is rolled over foul, first base side. Calvin Dreyer over there to touch up for the Mets, who are playing with a short bench tonight. They are without Dalton Winkler, Landon Wright, and Jerry Kelly. Works for the Federal Bureau of Prisons, but was still active, or got activated rather, to go provide some hurricane relief. Jerry was in the U.S. Army for 20 years, and so apparently is doing some sort of security work in the hurricane zone somewhere. That was the best his brother-in-law Mark Blem could tell me before the game, so certainly extending thoughts and well wishes for safety for Jerry Kelly going into the disaster zone. Simpson strikes out for the first out this inning. Batter is going to be Jason Rose for the Locos. Rookie out of El Cajon, California, who went to the University of Utah out of Granite Hills High School in San Diego County. Jason missed the first couple of games of the season, so this his 5th GRBL game. He's 2 for 13 through his first 5. Looked at a called strike. He's predominantly a pitcher throughout the tail end of his college career at University of Utah, and then in the pros, 2 years in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Now time is called as Robert Fackrell, the catcher, wants to go have a word with Cole Hazelhorst. Hazelhorst he's very headsy, very cerebral, very think it through kind of ball player, no matter what position he is playing. I'm sure Robert Fackrell told him, hey man, just let's go get this guy, let it eat. Rob likes to call a pretty aggressive game. That is slider down and out of the zone. Hazelhorst checking on the location. Ball and a strike. Hazelhorst taking a minute to come set. Guys, we don't have all night. This game now 20 minutes old. We're still in the first inning. Not going to win awards for pace, are we? Breaking ball goes, or not a breaking ball, rather, a fastball goes inside 2-1. What on earth? Rose spins the bat, spins the bat. He's one of those guys who moves right up until the pitcher comes set. All that for a chopper to the shortstop. Murphy fires across to Dreyer in time for the second out. So that'll bring up Andrew Meyer for the Locos. He is yet another rookie. He's out of Missouri Western State. Had a long college career out of Dixon, Missouri. Went to SBU, Southwest Baptist University in Bolivar, Missouri for 2 years, 2017 and 18, and then transferred, finished out at Missouri Western in 2020 and 2021. All told, it was 126 college baseball games in the career of Andrew Meyer. Had 158 hits in that time. 87 RBIs, 10 homers, 32 doubles. It was a .371 total batting average for him and a .443 on-base percentage. And he also pitched. He had 90 innings over the course of that same career. So far in the GRBL, Meyer, 3 years removed from college, 4 for 20 with 3 runs batted in. He is sponsored by Springfield Cornhole. Yes, the game of large wooden boards and bean bags. And Meyer is apparently some sort of commissioner of Springfield Cornhole. So the Rob Manfred, if you will. That's up the middle. 5th base hit of Andrew Meyer's career, notches his 4th RBI. That's a big one for the Locos as they pull within 1. It is now 2-1. Metropolitans still out in front for the moment. Another rookie coming to the dish here. A parade of rookies for the Locos in this middle part of the order. Caleb Kaufman, sponsored by Worley Farm and Lawn Equipment in Wablo, Missouri. Caleb went to Wablo High School, then Evangel University, then worked for a time coaching and teaching in Fair Grove, but then went back to Wablo. Started coaching the Wablo Tigers baseball team in 2023. Two hits this game for the Mets, 1 hit for the Locos. The RBI off the bat of Meyer. Fastball misses down from Hazelhorst. 2-0 the count. It seems like Cole's pace just slows to a crawl when he is not locating pitches as he would want. 2-0 swung on and missed. Location on that one was pretty good. Wiped him with a slider there. I get it. Tensions are high. This is it's a division title game. A winning team is going to get a bye and some rest next week. Losing team is going to have to turn around and play on October 6th in the Eliminators. The losing team in this game likely to have the 4 seed, but that is not for certain. Either way, it's a pretty safe bet that they're going to be playing the Moon City Mavericks. But it's not for sure. Here's a chopper to third. Mark Blem up with it. One hops the throw, and then Calvin Dreyer can't hang on to it. And E is going to go up on the board. Diplomatic. Oh, no, they're going to go E5. Yeah, that almost always goes to the guy who threw it, because he did bounce the throw. Now Clay Murphy having a chat with Cole Hazelhorst. He says, Cole, if we go 5 more minutes, we can have a full half-hour inning. David Rodriguez out of Caracas, Venezuela. El Caballero Venezolano, David. Played baseball at Campbellsville University in Campbellsville, Kentucky. It's an NAIA level team. Ended up settling in Southwest Missouri. Played for the very fledgling and now defunct Ozarks Pro Baseball League in 2015, a league that never made it out of its first season, never completed its first season. Nonetheless, Rodriguez was involved with that and then got involved in the GRBL in its second year. That was 2017. David grounds one softly to the shortstop. Murphy got the throw on the button for the out. So the Locos get one across, an RBI base hit for Andrew Meyer. It is 2-1, Metropolitans out in front. We will mercifully head to the second inning here on baseball night in the Ozarks.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
I'm William Beadle of Tolbert Beadle. Why would you call anyone else after a car accident? Tolbert Beadle has been right here in Missouri for decades. We know the local courts, and we know how to fight. You don't pay us a penny unless we win money for you. And we're not satisfied until we secure the largest settlement possible. With millions of dollars recovered, you know who to call. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Rance Berger back with you live at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex. We've played an inning. The Springfield Metropolitans lead the Republic Locos 2-1. Tyler Collison back to work for Republic. He will face the bottom part of this Mets order, 8, 9, 10. So Grant Cundiff, Calvin Dreyer, Robert Fackrell scheduled to come to scratch here. Lights are on. Beautiful night here in Southwest Missouri. Last day of the regular season, the last Sunday triple header. Winding down, but a lot to play for here tonight between the Locos and the Mets. Finishing positions and playoff seeding in the GRBL North Division still wildly up for grabs. GRBL South is pretty well settled. Nick Suckers won the title last week as Grant Cundiff puts one in the air to right. Jason Rose tracked it, hauled it in, and made the catch. So yeah, the Nick Suckers won the GRBL South a week ago. The Branson Showmen will end up finishing in the second position and number 3 overall on the table, and the Ozark Mountain Ducks at 2 and 5 finish on the bottom. They are all but locked in to the number 6 seed in the playoffs, and that means they will face the Branson Showmen next Sunday at 3 o'clock. That noon game on Sunday, the noon eliminator, will be between the 4 and the 5 seeds. That could be any combination of North Division clubs, the Locos, the Metropolitans, or the Mavericks. The Mavericks look sharp today. They have won 3 in a row, 10-1. They defeated the Branson Showmen in a game that will be marked by a great moment in league history, as Jacob Carlson and Ben Hammett became the second and third players in the history of this league to play all 9 positions in a single game, joining Scott Weiss in a very rare club. It was great to have Scott Weiss with us for the call of that game today at noon. So 1-2, the count on Calvin Dreyer, the first baseman for the Mets. Grounds this one back to the pitcher, Collison. Fields too well to mess that one up as he got it over to the first baseman. Locos have Kanan Greer playing first. They've done a little bit of subbing, as they've also brought in Tommy Berg at second base. Outfield is still the same as they started the game, Wilson, Simpson, and Rose, and they have moved Andrew Meyer to third with Caleb Kaufman still at shortstop. So Locos having some fun moving the furniture around, I think, in the early going. There is re-entry is allowed in the GRBL, so if you're familiar with high school baseball here in Missouri, substituting works a lot like that. So teams can and do platoon defensive position players sometimes. Rob Fackrell lined a dying Quail out into right field, but Jason Rose ran in and made the grab on the run. A 1-2-3 inning was exactly what pitcher Tyler Collison needed for the Locos, and they got it from him right there. 2-1 is the score. Metropolitans out in front. Republic comes to bat when we come back.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Back to the hill goes Cole Hazelhorst for the Springfield Mets, protecting a 2-1 advantage over the Republic Locos here on Baseball Night in the Ozarks. The final game of the 2024 regular season has serious playoff implications. The message is simple: win and you're in. The winner of this game will attain either the record or the head-to-head criteria necessary to advance on to take first place in the GRBL North Division. A Metropolitans victory would mean every team in the North is 3-4. Locos came into this 3-3, so if they win, they'd be the only 4-win team in the division and would win it outright. Pretty simple math for them. For the Metropolitans, it's a little bit more complicated, but it would come down to which of 3 teams allowed the fewest runs. They came into the night with a 5-run advantage over the Locos. That is now a 6-run advantage as the score holds at present 2-1. Batter for the Locos is Tyler Collison. I know the Mavericks fans are thinking, what about the Mavericks? They are 3-4. They came into the night, they were 14 runs back of the Metropolitans and 9 runs back of the Locos. So they would need the Metropolitans to win and they would need them to also allow 14 runs in doing so. Not out of the realm of possibility, so careful not to count out the Mavs just yet, but it's a little unlikely. A broken bat single off the bat of Tyler Collison. Even with the busted stick, that was a well-hit baseball. Out into left field it went. Batter is now Scott Wilson for the Locos. Wilson hitting 200 for the campaign. Also has a sacrifice bunt to his credit. May try to lay one down here, although the Mets are crowding in. I think they read the scouting report. They're watching for the bunt. Oh, time is called, and we will have a runner for Collison, who is the pitcher. So the Locos are going to run, looked like Zach Ralph. If it's Zach Ralph, they're not supposed to do that, but now a pitch has been thrown, and so it doesn't matter. Yep, that is. You're supposed to run a reserve or the player who made the last out, which for the Locos would be David Rodriguez. They're kind of getting away with one here as we play on 2-0. Would be up to the Mets to protest that as Wilson pulls one foul. That is unless, well, they did put on Tommy Berg. Hold your horses there, Rance. They did put on Tommy Berg in the second, so I guess you could argue that Zach Ralph is now a reserve because he was benched for Tommy Berg. There's a throw down to second base. It is another stolen base for Zach Ralph this evening. He's got two. Although, I don't think you're also supposed to run in two different places in the order, so something's just not quite adding to me here. 3 balls and a strike to the batter, Scott Wilson. Hazelhurst comes home over the plate, and Wilson fouled it straight back, just caught below the guide wire on the net and stayed on the playing surface and out of the stands. Nice opportunity here for Wilson. Nobody out. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and a runner in scoring position. 1-run ball game. Hazelhurst steps off and steps on. Wilson back in. Fastball. Yes, he did. Down on strikes. Scott Wilson chases one down from Cole Hazelhurst for the first out. It's going to bring up Chris Meza for the Locos. Chris 4 for 9 for the season. Nice bounce back for him. 1 RBI, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. .33 hits in his GRBL career, matching his jersey number. Hazelhurst starts him with a fastball for a looking strike. Now a fake check of the runner Ralph back at second base. Hazelhurst again sets for an 0-1. Brings it home that time, and Meza swung out of his cleats, chasing a slider out of the zone. Falling behind 0-2. Everybody up on the rail in that Republic Locos dugout. Meza swings and just manages to foul that one off. Out of the box, undoing, fully taking off one of his batting gloves. Not liking the way something felt on his right hand there. That's a little more than a Skip Schumacher. That was a full removal there. So we get set for another 0-2. It's Wild. Gets away from Fackrell, so the runner Ralph will motor up and take third. Tying run 90 feet away from the plate for the Locos. The go-ahead is at the plate. That's Chris Meza, the batter, and the catcher tonight. Locos without Jared Fox. And now time is called. Goodness sakes. I don't know what it is, if it was an effort on the part of the Locos to try to slow Hazelhurst, or if he is just being deliberate. It's a passed ball. It gets away from the catcher, Fackrell. The run will score, and it is 2-2. Locos have tied it up, taking advantage of some miscues by the Mets. Single by Tyler Collison got all this started. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game. This GRBL North Division title on the line. Trying to win the division and grab a bye and an automatic berth in the playoff semifinals. The loser of this one's going to the eliminators. Two and two, nobody on. Still one out. Bottom of the second. Hazelhurst winds and fires. Breaking pitch goes high. Three balls and two strikes. Pitch goes outside and he walked him. So Meza takes the free pass. Still one out. And the batter is Liendo, number 10 man in the Republic order. Arturo Liendo. Now we'll have a runner. This is Bortz running for Mesa. And that is copacetic. Bortz is a reserve. Arturo Liendo, sponsored by Chamos House Restaurant and the Roof Repair Pros in Branson, Missouri. That's where Arturo lives now. But he's originally from Venezuela, one of two Venezuelan-born players on this Republic Locos club, along with David Rodriguez. Carrying on a very proud tradition of Los Venezolanos coming to the GRBL and playing well in La Liga Grip and Rip. Former MVP Jose Vargas, also part of that club won a championship with the High Rollers back in 2019 and was the MVP. So John Bortz is the runner on for the Locos. The first pitch to Arturo Liendo is down. Liendo, for his rookie season, 3 for 7, a double, a run batted in, and a game-winning RBI against the Springfield Metropolitans back on August 11th. That was off of Clay Murphy. Liendo swung and missed there. Over the top of a pitch with some late break about it. Hazelhurst missed outside. 2-1. Got Tommy Berg in the on-deck circle, so appears, yes, Republic has done a swap for second baseman. Three and one to Liendo. Went to Universidad Central de Venezuela. And he will draw the walk. Ball got away from Fackrell, but that's not going to end up mattering much. It's back-to-back walks issued by the Mets. Pitcher Cole Hazelhorst got a jam going as Tommy Berg walks to the plate. And yes, Clay Murphy is going to make a Henry's towing pitching change. Hazelhorst coming off, and Murphy summoning in Ben Van Gorp coming in from left field. We will tell you all about it as he goes in to take his warm-up tosses back after this break.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. Whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sonia McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
Van Gorp on to throw in relief. It's a Henry's towing pitching change for the Springfield Metropolitans. And we are still in the bottom of this second inning. Tommy Berg comes to bat here. BVG misses up high. So he is pressed into action earlier than anticipated as Cole Hazelhorst just struggled to find the zone. 17 innings, 9 earned runs, 15 hits, 11 strikeouts, 11 walks, and a hit batsman for Ben Van Gorp on the season. It's a 4.76 ERA. It was very good in 2023, oddly enough, as a member of the Republic Locos, where he carried a 2.2 ERA across 16 and a third innings of work. He's pulled even with Tommy Berg here. Tommy from Reed Spring, Missouri, works for Diamond W Land and Cattle in Lebanon, Missouri. They are his player sponsor. Diamond W Land and Cattle, you want the beef? Come get the beef. 1-2 to Berg. Did not chase one out of the zone, and we're even 2-2. Big pitch there from that is strike two. Okay, I thought we were even. What are we now? Yeah, it's a strikeout. I was gonna say, what did I just watch? Down on strikes goes Tommy Berg. I was right. Tommy was wrong. Well, you only get 3 strikes. So that'll bring up Trent Simpson. 2 outs now in the inning. Metropolitans, if they can wiggle out of this in a tie ball game, that'll be something. Breaking ball swung on, fouled off. Trent Simpson, a loan officer, does home loan lending for the Patio Company in Springfield, Missouri. Swing and a liner. That's going to get down. Base hit. Locos will take the lead. Play at third, and Arturo Liendo is out. Liendo out at third. Harrison Waters, the center fielder, got the out, but it is 3-2. So that run does count, and the RBI does go into the stat column for Trent Simpson. And we put up the old 7-5 out there. Yes. We figured it all out. 3-2 Locos. We go to inning number 3 right after this.
I'm William Beadle from Tolbert Beadle. It only takes 1 second for a person to be involved in an accident. And when the worst occurs, there's only one person that matters: you. At Tolbert Beadle, we want to be the one you call for help. We're the one to get you the compensation you deserve from the insurance companies. Call us today and find out if you have a case. The consultation is always free. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
3-2 is our score. Republic Locos out in front of the Springfield Metropolitans, just getting ready to start inning number 3 as we approach the 7 o'clock hour here at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex in Ozark, Missouri. And this game may be in danger of the old 2-hour and 45-minute rule before it is done. We had the first pitch at 6:08, so we're going to be watching closely for 8:53 on the big clock. Well, you know, Jack Haydank, the plate umpire, may or may not be aware of that rule. We're all going to find out together, won't we? Locos would like for Tyler Collison to just fire up the mower and go here. Facing the top of the Mets order, it'll be Murphy, Broadstreet, and Waters. Well, I'm Rance Berger. Let's welcome in a special guest for the first time, and this is really a first-time thing. Joining me up here in the broadcast booth, Roger Berger. Dad, good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Watch a lot of games over the internet since we don't get down here too often, but this is actually the second time we've been down this year. Saw some of the games at Metter earlier in the season.
Well, back out here for another one with us here at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex as Clay Murphy swings and chops one foul to fall behind 0-1. Yeah, it's been a slow start, but a tight ball game. That's what you want, given the atmosphere. That's when you come out here expecting to be entertained, you want good baseball.
Yeah, I think the other two games today, were tight for a little bit, but then one of the two teams pulled away.
Pretty fair point. You have to feel like perhaps the big one is coming in this one, and the question is who is going to get it, and then will the opponent have any sort of response to it? So, yeah, I don't expect 3-2 is going to stand up to be the score. Not with Clay Murphy lacing one into center field like that. He is 2 for 2 on the night, starting off the third with a single.
Had a smooth stroke on that one.
Yeah, Clay Murphy now 11 hits on the season. So needs one more, and that would tie a personal best of 12, which he did with the Metropolitans in 22.
I would think that'd be pretty hard to. He's the manager and playing, and one of the important positions as far as being at shortstop.
It's a lot to keep straight. Harrison Broadstreet chased one upstairs.
What the coach was talking about before in the past, is just people just don't want to lay off of that high one up there in their eyes.
Been studying with Steve Lale, and I think Clay Odell and I have talked about the high fastball earlier this season as well. Broad Street whomps one. This is going to be trouble if it's fair, and it is not.
Oh.
Foul ball is the call. A dejected Clay Murphy has to walk all. He had already made the turn at second and was going for third. He was thinking about going all the way around. Broad Street was thinking extras instead. He's going to have to go back to the dish. It'll be 0-2 to Broad Street. Might send Clay Murphy off running here.
Looked like he was smiling at the umpire a bit.
Oh. Checked it. You don't have to whisper the O's. You can say them.
No, this is a family program. I got to behave myself.
That's as long as the language is clean. 1-2. No, it's been good. It's been. I was able to have the whole family out here at the ballpark today, and I know Colton Simons from the Mountain Ducks did the same for that middle game. So that's just part of the deal. You know, we all, staff included, like to bring the whole family out to the park sometimes.
I think it's. I've always been impressed that it's always been family friendly. You have the kid races and the kids chase the foul balls. It's nice to see that sometimes the players and their kids are out warming up together.
It's a hit and run attempt by the Mets as Broad Street wallops one into left field. That's going to be caught. Nice job by Scott Wilson, and it sends Clay Murphy retreating back in a hurry. He did not do the old run halfway on a fly ball. He was one step shy of second base and had to make an 89-foot sprint back. Long out.
I think I remember the rule. It's fortunate he didn't touch the base.
That's right.
He would have been out.
He did not. He was a step short, I think.
Yeah, which is good.
Hit a jump stop, harkening back to his high school basketball days, Clay Murphy.
Was he a three-sport athlete?
He was not. He did not go to a school that was large enough to have football.
Oh, okay.
So, I went to it was at Shawnee High School in Illinois, which was the equivalent of a Class 1 school here in Missouri.
Okay.
Where they have four sports. They have fall baseball. I've got basketball in the winter, of course. You got baseball in the spring, and then you have summer basketball.
Okay.
But Clay actually told me one of his older brothers, whoa, and then Murphy just got a gift there as Collison threw one away. Greer is still chasing it.
You think he's going to push it? Yeah, he's pushing it.
Well, no, he's not.
Okay.
He's going to whoa up.
That's a good smart. That was a good throw. Get it in the catcher.
Yep, Kanan Greer, first baseman, hustling. A nice job by Collison to back that as well. But Locos not loving that as Murphy just went first to third on an E1. And so now the tying run, 90 feet away. Clay's got the hands on the knees. He's gassed himself there. He is hoping that Harrison Waters will send a very well hit ball into the outfield right here, and he can just jog on in. And that is a well-hit ball in the air to center, but Trent Simpson, oh boy.
Right there, never moved.
He took half a step maybe. Murphy will tag up and come home. So the Mets do tie it up 3-3. Sacrifice fly goes in the books, and Clay Murphy is going to go get some air.
Well, parenthood can kind of take your wind away.
Yeah, Clay, father of two. He's got Clark and Thomas. Tommy just turned 2. So he's got his hands full when he goes home.
Say Thomas seems to be a topic of discussion at your house.
Well, so my oldest and Clay's youngest in the same class at daycare. So yes, Kate Berger and Thomas Murphy are pals. Kate really thought that was a big deal that I had Thomas Murphy at her birthday party a few weeks back.
Had nothing to do with the Cookie Monster cake.
I wore a Moon City Mavericks hat to my daughter's birthday just to get a rise out of Clay. fans at home saying, "You got to be kidding me! You own I own apparel for all 6 teams, and I rotate it all through the wardrobe. So I mean, any given day, I'm a fan of everybody." Here comes the 1-0. Runs inside and then got kicked. Boy, Chris Meza. I'm wondering if the plan is really for him to catch 9 innings. He's done it exactly once in his GRBL career. With the Locos a little bit short-handed, I'd have to think they might send Tyler Collison back there at some point when he's done pitching.
Yeah, I don't think.
'Cause Chris legitimately has like some knee and some ankle issues too, as there's a walk to Zach Young.
I think Scott commented during the first game, that even though he did it some, still it's very hard on the knees, the legs, the hips. And I know the guys that do it day after day are in tremendous shape to do that.
There's a conditioning about it. Speaking of conditioned catchers, here is one, Cole Hazelhorst. Pitching day is done, but his game is not over. Flew out to center field his first time up.
He usually makes good contact.
Yeah, I was looking back through Cole's stats for the season. He has struck out twice only in the first 6 games. Puts this one into play, and that's a base hit.
Nice Texas leaguer.
Zach Young is going to go first to third for the Mets. Yeah, Hazelhorst, no doubter over the shortstop's head.
Well, Ben can help his own cause here.
I think he would love to, as now Dave Allen is going to come on to run for Hazelhorst, which leads me to believe that Cole is going to be the catcher in the next inning.
Getting the gear on.
Courtesy running the catcher. So Dave Allen is the runner at first. He could be a threat to steal. They've got Zach Young, the runner at third. 2 outs.
Well, with 2 out, I'd almost think that the catcher would not want to make a throw to second base with the guy on third ready to come in.
Nope. I think you only do that if you know he's dead to the rights. Otherwise,
yeah,
protecting that plate is important. And what the Locos would like to do is just get BVG here, to be honest, or
get out.
Set up an easy grounder up the middle that either Tommy Berg or Caleb Kaufman can flip to their partner. 1-1. Van Gorp this evening walked his first time up, so he's nothing for nothing.
Looks like everybody's playing pretty well straight away.
Yeah, center fielder Simpson shaded slightly to the pull side, and they will throw to second base, and the runner does take off. Play at the plate, and the ball did not end up in Mesa's mitt. So run scores for the Mets. Yeah, they better go find the baseballer, Dave Allen.
He was wanting to.
He thought long and hard, but I think Allen made the smart decision not to press the luck any further. Nonetheless, it is now 4-3 for the Mets, taking advantage on an attempt to catch a runner stealing, and heads up stuff from the Metropolitans there. Taking advantage and taking the lead, 4-3. For Collison, you really just have to shake that one off. I mean, yeah, it's going to go down as an earned run charged to you, but Collison was just a glorified spectator for that one as Van Gorp swings over the top of strike 2.
Yeah, some of the rules, it's like you're a manager, and somebody working for you does something and gets you in trouble.
That is a lot how scoring ERA works in baseball.
But then someday you retire and you just don't have to worry about that anymore.
3 balls, 2 strikes, payoff pitch, breaking ball, that's up and out of the zone, and the inning continues.
It's kind of interesting. The runner made a pretty good bolt down third base. I don't know if it distracted Tyler or not, but
well, that may be what Meza's visiting with him about, is just saying don't worry about what Allen is doing over there. And yeah, if you're Dave Allen, that's absolutely your job, is to be as visible as you can without doing something stupid and getting yourself picked off.
Well, as you're one of your color people, Clay Odell, comments, you know, they always coaching people smart, you know, look where the third baseman is and get a lead, you know, annoy all of them.
So Allen does just take a short lead there, but really the Locos third baseman, that's Meyer.
He's camped out on
yeah,
him. He's not going anywhere.
He's not giving him a lot of room.
Looks like Van Gorp jogged down to second.
Check that. That's not Meyer. That's Johnny Lee Ryan down there playing third. So Ryan at third, Kaufman at short, Berg at second, and Greer at first for the Locos. 2 outs, the 1-0 pitch. Mark Blim puts it in the air to center field.
Nope.
That's not going to get off the infield. It is caught by the shortstop, Caleb Kaufman. Looked promising off the bat, but then a lot of backspin on that baseball, and it died off, but not before the Springfield Metropolitans put 2 more runs on the board, so they lead 4-3. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning after this.
I'm Nicole Cartmel with the Bank of Missouri. The risk of losing your hard-earned money to scams is real, especially to scammers sending out fake communications. And that's why we're talking to our Director of Fraud Mitigation, Corey Gerstenschlager. He's got some good practices to help keep your money safe.
Thank you, Nicole. Yes, often we're seeing that people are being contacted by scammers through text message, phone calls, or emails, posing as legitimate companies or even your bank, trying to persuade you into providing sensitive information like passwords and things of that nature, sometimes even asking you to send them money. If you receive any kind of communication like this and you didn't ask for it, that's a good red flag that it isn't legitimate. So when you have those situations, get an actual number that you trust for that company, call them and verify the accuracy of the information that you're receiving. Good rule of thumb is make sure to check your accounts frequently and report any suspicious activity.
Thanks, Corey. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well.
BVG back to work for the Springfield Metropolitans. They've still got their 3+ designation, so Van Gorp could, theoretically, if he can get it into cruise control here, pitch this 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. After that, they would have to yield to a reliever, who I would assume would be Clay Murphy at that time and point in the ball game. Tyler Collison has been the only Loco on the mound so far. They still have the 3+ designation, so the question is, are they thinking pitching change, or are they going to stick with Collison and use the 3+ designation on him? I think a lot will be determined after what happens to Jason Rose after this at bat. If he jogs out to the bullpen, Locos will probably going to change pitchers in the bottom of this, in the top of the 4th rather. If he does not, then I would think the plan would be stick with Collison for the 4th. There's a foul, so Locos playing that like it's a foul ball. Mets played it like it was fair. Yeah, it's not a totally dumb move on the part of Mark Blim there on a one he thought was close. Go ahead and throw it over to first. But umpiring crew not buying that at all.
Apparently the umpires agree with the Locos.
Nothing in 1, make it nothing in 2 as Van Gorp threw a breaking pitch over the plate. Jason Rose grounded to short his first time up. Watch that one bounce, and then that came up and hit Rose. That hit off the catcher Hazelhorst, and then that came up and got into Rose's grill. Sporting gesture on the part of the Mets to give him a couple of seconds there, but he's back in saying bring it. So we'll do the 1-2 after that bouncer gone awry. Breaking ball swung on, laser down the right field line, foul off of the old Ozark Mountain Ducks clubhouse out there.
Some young person's really going to earn their 50 cents.
That would be a difficult 50 cents, no doubt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. VG comes home. They bounce another one. Three and two. We're full up. That was a 2-2. My mistake. 3-2. Full count. Now John Bortz walking out to the bullpen for the Locos. So maybe Bortz is coming on for the fourth. Grounder up the middle to the shortstop. Murphy does not pick it. Jason Rose is going to reach safely. And it is an error charged to the Mets shortstop.
Yeah, when it went over the mound, it looked like it got some oddball spin on it. I think he was hoping that that would come up a little bit and went under the mitt.
Just passed under. Nonetheless, Locos will take a base runner in a 4-3 ball game, as here's Cannon Greer making his first plate appearance of the night, native of Steelville, Missouri, who went to Crowder College. 3 for 8 for the campaign as Greer, who hits well. He's got a fast pair of hands, generally has a pretty good idea and a feel for the zone. Swings and fouls this one off. Cannon Greer has faced Ben Van Gorp before. It's been a while. The 1-1 swung on, fouled back.
One of the things that's interesting, as the coach pointed out in the last game, the relative position of the pitchers on the rubber, where they, some of them are clear on the left side, some are on the right side. Ben's kind of in the middle with his right foot, but the left one is at an angle back toward the left side.
Yeah, a lot of guys start different spots. What I kind of look for is like how are they landing when they make their step. But yeah, we've seen a lot of pitchers in the GRBL really tend to hug one side or the other. But Van Gorp is kind of he's shaded slightly toward third base. You can see it there.
Yeah, with the right foot, absolutely. But like you said, when he steps directly toward home plate with that left foot.
That is what you want. If a pitcher is stepping to one side or another, number one, that can be a loss of velocity or just power or spin on the pitch. But number two, it can be a loss of control. Greer calls time and steps out. Something in his eyes, it looks like.
Maybe the high pollen count put tears there.
That is a thing here in Missouri, this part of the world, this time of the year.
This time of the year, the other day at the
so you took a stroll at the Nature Center?
Nature Center, and the goldenrod was beautiful.
So was the pollen.
Also, Wilson Creek Battle.
Ah, yes. You've been doing all the tourist things. I forget.
Well, we come here a lot, but we decided this time while you were having to work that we would go visit some of the sites and everything. And
can't beat it. I know, like I said, there's some players who, they're like us. They've got family out of state, so when they bring family in, they make grip and rip just sort of part of the family vacation. So that was a walk to Cannon Greer, and that may end up being a valuable one. We'll wait and see.
Yep, two on, no down.
Caleb Kaufman looked at a strike on a slider.
Man, he sure don't want him to walk too many people in here.
No. Metropolitans, after having to pull Hazelhorst earlier than planned, they're already out of sequence, so what they really need is Van Gorp to bow his neck and give them some big innings.
Yeah,
he
needs to go.
Starting now. Starting now. Next offering to Kaufman is outside.
That's one thing over the years I've noticed, and you've talked about it with all your color people, that this year it seems like the hitters have kind of gotten ahead of the pitching, where in the past maybe you had a handful of really dominating pitchers that kept the games close.
No, but we've definitely had more offense in the grip and rip this season, not just by the Nixa Suckers, but by everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And, the days of a pitcher like Josh Engler striking out 69 batters in a single season are not with us anymore. But it's been fun. The playing field's a little more level. We're seeing more balls into play, and that's supposed to be what's exciting. That's what at least the marketing experts from Major League Baseball tell us. Balls in play.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the diehards say there's just as much psychology happening when the ball's not in play, and you got to learn to appreciate that. But no, I like to see hitting and fielding just as much as I like to see strikeouts. 2-2 coming here, or 3-2 rather, is outside to Kaufman. He thought he walked, and now the Locos are telling him that was a 2-2. You did not walk, sir. Or did he? What is going on here?
No, you can't have two people on the same base, gentlemen.
Well, yeah, they had 2-2 on the board. I thought it was a 3-2 count. And yeah, that's what happened. Okay. Good night.
Okay, Clay. I hate to say this. You might want to step in here and just...
Well, he's sort of, Hazelhorse said something to Van Gorp. Murphy is choosing to just,
stay out of it
sort
for a
of
while.
chat from a distance there. He did take a few steps in.
He does get a visit before it becomes real serious.
Yes. So here is Johnny Lee Ryan, Jr. out of Willard, Missouri, the J Train. He's a construction worker Monday through Friday, but a ball player on Sundays. 4 for 13 with a couple of runs batted in, tripled in his last game. Johnny Lee down 0-1 here, swings and clubs one into play. Blem, the third baseman, knocks it down. His throw across to Dreyer gets 1. Locos get 1 as well as Jason Rose scores. So it is 4-4 on the ground out off the bat of Johnny Lee Ryan with the bases loaded.
Second, third, one out.
Yeah, it'll bring up Tyler Collison with first base unoccupied. And the Mets will not put him on here. They're going to pitch to him. A little bit of a... Collison's not a bad hitter. 6 hits in 20 at-bats in 2024.
No, he can't just discount him.
Collison's also got 3 RBIs, looking to add to it here. Van Gorp works the outer half for a called strike.
He can also help himself right here.
Collison would love to do that, as I think the plan is for him to go to the pitcher's mound when this inning is done. So he would get the 3+ for the Locos, barring somebody warming up without using the bullpen, which can and does happen from time to time.
I don't see anybody down there right now.
No, I don't even see anybody with their game face on in the dugout right now. They're all intent watching Collison, the batter. Flock of geese goes over the stadium on the 1-2 pitch. It's a 2-2. A little bit of a distraction. They were flying low.
Yes, they were. Going the wrong way, too.
They were heading north, yeah.
Must be a pond over there.
They might be. I think they're going to Lake Springfield. Swing and a miss. Collison goes down on strikes. That's a big out for Van Gorp.
Yes, it is.
So that puts 2 outs on, and the batter is Scott Wilson. So Wilson struck out his first time up.
He's kind of due, I think.
He's very due, and I was saying keeping an eye on the fielders here. Wilson would not be out of the question for him to lay one down. Yeah, Blem is now starting to encroach up, watching for Wilson to drop a bunt.
Yeah,
Dreyer guarding the line a little bit too, but he's back. Wilson looks at a strike. Yeah, Scott's fast enough. He could pull off the squeeze. Oh, he pulls one, and it's a hot shot.
It was hot, but it was right at him.
Right at Calvin Dreyer. He hauls it in. So the Locos strike back. We are tied 4-4. Back with more Grip and Rip baseball on the other side of this quick timeout.
Andrew Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago. Customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
I'm William Beadle of Tolbert Beadle. Workplace injury, you can't afford to be financially set back. In Missouri, our workers' compensation laws are found in Chapter 287 of the Missouri statutes. You need an attorney who knows these laws and has worked with them over the past 25 years to help injured workers. The call is free. The results are exceptional. We've won millions of dollars for our clients over the years. Tolbert Beetle, when you need justice.
Played 3 innings in an hour and 20 minutes. This one's taken a while. 4-4 is the score. Springfield Metropolitans, Republic Locos knotted up here at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex. Final game of the GRBL's 2024 regular season. Locos stick with Tyler Collison to come on and pitch this 4th inning. Rance Berger with Roger Berger on this one. Locos have reinserted their starting infielders, so it is back to David Rodriguez at third base, Caleb Kaufman at shortstop, Zach Ralph at second, and Andrew Meyer, the first baseman. Outfielders still the same, Wilson, Simpson, and Rose. Still Meza behind the plate, and still Collison on that pitcher's mound. Scheduled to face the 8, 9, 10 hitters, Grant Cundiff, Calvin Dreyer, Robert Fackrell. Cundiff out of Missouri S&T, a rookie.
The university has had their name changed numerous times.
It is not the University of Missouri-Rolla anymore. Cundiff.
Or the Missouri School of Mines and Metallurgy.
That was a good name. They should have stuck with that.
That's what I thought.
Cundiff, sponsored by C&H Industrial Reman, out of North Callaway High School originally. Got a mechanical engineering degree and played 1 year of baseball at S&T, but applied thermodynamics are pretty demanding, so I think Cundiff probably made the right choice to stick with his studies. Ended up in Springfield working for C&H, and he's ended up on the Springfield Metropolitans, where he's batting .400 going into tonight's game. He is now 4 for 11 as that's popped. And that is stayed on the surface, but was a little too close to the net, I think, for the catcher, Chris Meza's liking, to try to make a play. At least that's the story I'm going with.
One of the hardest things to do.
Yeah, get up out of the crouch, turn around, look back, find the baseball,
and not crash into something.
and yeah, oh, by the way, there's a wall there. So 1-2 to Cundiff, who steps back into the box. Collison's up on the rubber. Came home, tried to attack the outside, and it was too far out. So Collison starts with a little more traditional approach, both feet pointed toward the plate when he works from the full wind, and then goes into what they call the rocker step before bringing it home. Shades of Hall of Famer Andy Galley used that similar delivery system out here to great success. Collison, when you watch him go into the wind and start to come forward, also sinks his hips and bends the right knee a little bit more than Andy used to. Really tries to load up the energy and spring forward as he gets a strikeout there.
Yep.
Four to 4, GRBL North Division Championship on the line. Moon City Mavericks fans watching this one with interest, needing the Locos to score about 10 more runs, but also needing the Springfield Metropolitans to win the game. This is in the air center field. Calvin Dreyer's got a base hit. Pretty well timed there as he is on, representing a go-ahead run. And the batter for the Metropolitans will be Robert Fackrell, a restaurant kitchen manager, former college wrestler. Had a good high school career in Springfield at Glendale. Went to University of the Ozarks to wrestle, came back home. He's been in the restaurant biz in Southwest Missouri ever since. Been in the grip and rip since 2021. Breaking ball from Collison is a beauty on the outside. Nothing in one.
He's definitely gotten the control of that. A couple of his pitches that are really going spots where he wants them.
That one was high. Trying to get Fackrell to chase some high heat, perhaps. See what, Rob's aggressive. He typically, he's staying in the game here. That's not always the case for him, and so Collison and Meza know that. So they know he's not going to waste any chances he gets. Well, see, Rob just kind of attacks with a wrestler's mentality anyway. No batting gloves. Swing and a miss there. Collison matching aggression for aggression, and he puts Fackrell down on strikes. His second strikeout of the inning. Third in the game. And he faces his doppelganger, Clay Murphy. Yeah, when Tyler Collison broke into this league, he was wearing high socks, and just, the stature and the facial hair looked oddly similar to the man at home plate, Clay Murphy. Oh, and then he hit him. Well, that's one way to say, don't call me Lil Murph anymore. Running one in and just obliterating Clay Murphy in the midsection. And Clay is feeling it.
That's gonna, as they say in some circles, that's gonna leave a mark.
Undoubtedly, a baseball-shaped mark on the left side of Clay Murphy's torso. Murphy's saying, "Okay, fine, we won't call you Lil Murph anymore." Yeah, Collison, it was a different look, kind of changed up his beard a little bit, and also has been wearing the full-length pants all season long, so I've shied away from using the nickname, but I think he just put it to bed for good right there.
Surely nobody in the league was giving him a hard time about it.
A little bit. It was just odd, and then it was at a workout event where Courtney Spitz actually called Tyler Collison Clay, and then it took 4 grown men to convince him that it wasn't Clay, so of course Courtney Spitz still catches a little bit of heat for that too.
I'm sure.
But no, we played it up. Mike Hudgens a couple weeks later managed to get a photograph of the two of them in the same frame, so that did a lot for either to dispel rumors or encourage the conspiracy theories, depending on which side you're on. Harrison Broadstreet, the batter here. Whoa, make it 3-0. That hit, that's a passed ball. That hit looked like the heel of Chris Meza's glove and then took a wild carom.
Oh, it's coming clear to the wall.
Up into the net. That almost traveled like it was a batted ball, but that hit the catcher's mitt, no question.
Yeah, there was no, he didn't swing or anything. Yeah, it just.
So second and third, Metropolitans in a tie ball game. Golden opportunity for Harrison Broadstreet with 2 outs.
Harrison's another one of those batters that's probably due. I know he's been cold this year, but he's too good a player to stay cold forever.
3-0 here. We'll see if he keeps the bat on the shoulder or if the light's green. Oh, and that hit him.
That looked like an elbow shot or upper arm.
Yeah, it was on the arm, not the body, but back-to-back hit by pitches. That's rough.
And that's bad because Tyler was had control and was looking really good. And
he's not getting a visit from his catcher, but he is getting Caleb Kaufman, the shortstop, over to talk to him real quick. And now he's also getting a visit from the field umpire, Edward Browning. That might have amounted to a little bit more than maybe you shouldn't do that again. And yeah, Browning now motioning for the batter Waters to get in the box and says, "Let's go." Fastball misses high.
They're loaded up, 2 outs. Again, Harrison's one of those it's been unusually cool.
Probably do, but the Locos would like to shut him down. This is in the air into the outfield to left.
Should be catchable.
Yep, tracking that and making the grab is Wilson. So Tyler Collison got into a jam, but he managed to squirm out of it in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth with the score. Springfield Metropolitans 4, Republic Locos 4. Locos come to bat after this.
Remanufacturing isn't just a process, it's a legacy. From the seasoned hands of our experts to the eager spirit of the new generation, we bridge the gap by bringing together knowledge and innovation. We are one team with diverse experiences. We are moving toward one goal to ensure our future thrives. We are on one mission to pass down wisdom and embrace the new, ensuring the earth flourishes for generations to come. We are CNH Reman.
Hotsy dealer is an expert with hands-on cleaning knowledge to help you select the ideal pressure washer for your job. Take confidence in knowing you have a resource for all your cleaning needs. Service can be scheduled in-house or on location.
Rance Burger back with you live. Sorry about a little technical difficulty there. Didn't mean to roll an extra commercial, but we are thankful for DSG Hotsy as Ben Van Gorp throws a pitch for a called strike to Chris Meza here in the bottom of the fourth. It is a tie ball game. Metropolitans and Locos all knotted up. Well, at this point, when it comes to the playoffs, we know the eliminators are next Sunday. The noon game is seed number 4 versus seed number 5. Who those teams are certainly remains to be seen, but the 3-6 game is set. It will be the Branson Showmen, the home team, against the Ozark Mountain Ducks, the away team. Two teams will win Sunday, October 6th, and advance to the semifinals on October 13th, where at least the Nixa Suckers are waiting. And the winner of this game will be there as well. So a lot to play for the Showmen and the Mets. 3-1. Rance Burger alongside Roger Burger for this one. Swing and a miss there. It's now 3-2. Meza and Van Gorp going at it here pretty good. BVG trying to stay aggressive against his former manager, Chris Meza, who fouls one off.
A little bit behind that one, but he stayed alive.
Well, Chris should know what Van Gorp throws. He's gone against him lots of times. They've been teammates, and then Chris had him on the Locos last season. A couple of originals going at it here as Van Gorp walked him.
Down and away.
So BVG walks Meza.
Something tells me there's going to be a pinch runner.
And they're going to courtesy run for the catcher. It's got to be one of the subs. Could be Bortz. Could be Liendo. Yeah, and he is a sub. Although he has been in the lineup already in the 10 position. That's one of those either-or things. John Bortz is the batter, batting in the 10 spot. What they could have done there is run Scott Wilson, actually, but nevertheless.
I don't think it's Scott.
No, it is not. That's Arturo Liendo, I can tell you for sure. Number 4 with the tall socks. Can't miss it. 1-0 to John Bortz is outside.
He's sure trying to stay down and away from all these people, but
there comes a point where you've got to...
Yeah. Not be quite so down or so far away. There he was back in there.
There's a called strike to Bortz. He was 0 for 2 in limited plate appearances this season. On-base percentage is healthy at .333 by 1 walk. Looked at a called strike there.
Caught it.
So 2-2 now for Bortzy. 43-year-old who works for Blue Buffalo Pet Foods, and down on strikes he goes. So Van Gorp wipes him out. Back to the top of the order go the Locos. The batter is going to be Zach Ralph. And Ralph today, nothing for nothing with a walk. Let's have a stolen base and a run scored. Would like to try to move Liendo here. That ball is down. So 1-0 to Ralph with 1 out. Scoreboard is not correct at the moment in the stadium. Likely sowing a little bit of confusion. 1-0 pitch. That's on the outer edge for a called strike. Counts back even. 1-1. Zach Ralph again looked at a called strike. Standout infielder during his time at Parkview High School. He's been very good, especially as of late in the GRBL. 10 hits for the season. Make it 11. That's going to get down the right field line, and that's going to be extra bases.
He's going to have to cut it off.
And they will throw. It is cut by the first baseman, Dreyer. Good decision as well by the Locos, Arturo Liendo. They don't have a third base coach right now, and he woed up smartly with a slide into third base. Ralph is going to take the double.
That was a good move on his part to stop, because I think he would have been caught at home.
Locos are going to quickly get something going out there in the pen. Tell you about that when we can decipher it, but more pressingly, Trent Simpson comes to bat here with 2 men in scoring position and a single out on the board. That's in the air to left. It is tailing down. That is a base hit.
Oh, and it got past him.
And then it got misplayed. 2 runs score for the Locos. Ball is to the wall. Young up with it.
He'll be on third.
Yep. Simpson dives. They got him. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that was close.
So Young got the ball to Murphy, who got it to Blim, who applied the tag. That is the second out.
Good play. It was very close. He almost was in.
Scored as a 2 RBI double. Make it 6-4 Locos. And then a 7-6-5 out. Jason Rose stands in. Nobody on. 2 outs on the board. And yeah, Chris Meza is throwing in the Locos bullpen, so he's thinking about bringing himself on to pitch in this one. Well, North Division title on the line. You can't hold anything back.
Yeah, nobody's up for the Mets yet.
They're staying with Van Gorp. And I have to think the plan is for BVG to go as far as he can in this ball game. 3+ designation or whatever.
Right.
Be darned. And then Clay Murphy, would like to take the ball from him for the 7th, 8th, and 9th. If they can in any way arrange it. A big swing and a miss from Jason Rose for strike 2. Swung out of the cleats there. 2 hits on the season, but 0 for 2 tonight. Chopper to the shortstop. Clay Murphy fires.
Got it.
They got it in time by a step. Wow. Nice job by Calvin Dreyer to pick that.
It was a little bit low, but it had some heat on it.
So 6-4 is the score. Locos retake the lead on a 2 RBI base hit off the bat of Trent Simpson. We head to inning number 5 in a moment.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Six to 4, and Tyler Collison does go back to the pitcher's mound for the Republic Locos, at least for the time being. You know, the goal is for him to just gut this out and eat the inning any way possible before yielding, as the Locos seem to be, I don't know if they're saving arms, and I don't know what the thought is, if they want to try to rest John Bortz and or Jason Rose for next week. But that seems to be the approach, is just to let Tyler Collison go absolutely as long as humanly possible. So 6 to 4 as we get ready to start inning number 5, and we are carefully watching the clock as it is 7:48 p.m. This game now an hour and 30 minutes or 90 minutes old, and we're in danger of hitting the 2:45 time limit. So we would not be able to start a new inning anytime after 8:53 p.m. if it gets to that. There has been some activity going on in the GRBL front office in relation to the time limit, which is in danger. Activity in the Met bullpen now. You can go ahead and say it, Roger Berger. Clay Murphy is up and throwing down there.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, we were talking about the Locos back a little bit, and, you know, the two Rose and Bortz, you know, may or may not have some strains, or, you know, you said maybe they were trying to rest them.
Well, I don't, you know, admittedly, Chris Meza was pretty close to the chest with me about what the plan was going into this game. I know he's playing to win it, but maybe, yeah, they are saving Rose and or Bortz back for later. So still Collison on the mound, and Chris Meza has come on to play second base, actually, as they've trying to figure out who that is behind the plate. That is Zach Ralph has gone behind the dish.
Okay.
Not his catching debut, but a little bit of a rare occurrence. Facing Zach Young for the Metropolitans. It'll be Young, Hazelhorst, and Van Gorp this inning. Fastball dipped into the zone there. Yeah, Meza goes to second. That's just a straight-up trade with Ralph. Other than that, the Locos still with Meyer at first, Rodriguez at third, Kaufman at short.
Pretty good swing.
Yeah, Zach has hit one out of this ballpark in his career. That hit a home run in 2022, his first year with the Mets. Would like to get another bomb, because why not? We saw our first home run go out of Ozark Mountain Sports Complex earlier today. Jordan Fitzpatrick hit it for the Nixa Suckers.
That was a nice 3-run shot. I tell you, it flew right on out of here. I don't think there was any doubt in anybody's mind when he hit that one.
Well, one of those where the right fielder at least did his pitcher the courtesy of running back there and watching it. But yeah, I don't think he was legitimately expecting to make a play. It's a strikeout there for Tyler Collison, getting Zach Young, and the batter is Hazelhorst. Cole Hazelhorst 1 for 2 tonight with a single. Swung on and fouled that one off.
Kind of up there, but he got a piece of it.
Hazelhorst, I think, actually likes to go up the ladder sometimes. Let's see if Collison goes back up, or if Collison and Ralph maybe opt to work in. They do set him up in. Hazelhorst kind of golfs one. This is way up there into center field, but Trent Simpson Too good of a fielder to be fooled by a high one as he hauls that in to make the catch and the out. 2 gone. Ben Van Gorp, 2 walks tonight. That is the stat line.
Well, hopefully he might be able to help himself here.
BVG with his club trailing. Can't get 2 runs back in one swing, but could certainly help the cause.
Well, they can start a 2-out rally.
That's what the Metropolitans are asking for certain. Breaking ball from Collison is down. That's ball 2. BVG's been accepting free passes all night. He's drawn a lot. I did not realize this until I looked at it just now. Came into the night with 11 walks in 6 games. This will not be a walk. That's in the air to right, and Liendo, the right fielder, hauls. Oh, check that. That's still Jason Rose. Hauls that in and makes the catch. So it ends up being a 3-up, 3-down for Tyler Collison. That's the end of his pitching night. We'll wait to see what the Locos do in the 6th, but more pressingly, Locos come to bat in the bottom of the 5th with a 6-4 advantage. Back right after this.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Jocelina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
Rance Burger with Roger Burger back with you live for baseball night in the Ozarks. Business picking up for the Springfield Metropolitans. Manager Clay Murphy says it's my time. He is on earlier than scheduled in the bottom of the 5th, but the Metropolitans do save their 3+ designation, so Murphy could, in theory, go the distance, and that's going to be the plan. Clay Murphy, 3-time MVP award winner from Wolf Lake, Illinois, played his college baseball at Missouri State University, joined the GRBL in 2020. He has won the Howard Bell Trophy Championship 4 consecutive times with the Mountain Ducks in 2020, with the Mavericks in 2021, twice with the Springfield Metropolitans. First year as a manager, and he is on in a game with significant playoff implications. You want the bye week? Go out and get it yourself. That's the plan. 16 1/3 innings pitched for Murphy here in 2024. He has allowed 4 earned runs on 17 hits, struck out 12, intentionally walked 2 batters, and has a 2.20 ERA. Also an 0-2 win-loss record as he's put himself into tough situations a couple times, but last time out looked sharp against the Mavericks. 2 innings, no earned runs, 2 hits. Gave up those aforementioned intentional free passes. But make no mistake, Clay Murphy, one of the all-time best mound men to ever lace him up here in the Grip and Rip. And out is a hill I am willing to fight on for a very long time. The 1-2 to Andrew Meyer swung on, fouled off.
That's the second one in a row he's laced over there to left.
And he's been very late to stick the bat out to them, but he's staying in the hunt here. I think he's hoping Murphy will send him something off speed. Murphy does. That is tapped up the middle. The dive from Broad Street, no. Baseball squirts through into center field. I am scoring that a hit, and official score, Zach still agrees with that assessment. Single brings up Caleb Kaufman for the Locos. 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. So Murphy will have to settle down after giving up a 2-strike base hit to Andrew Meyer and the Locos, and the Locos still with a 2-run lead in this one, so a lot of baseball still yet to go in this one. It's a called strike.
I think that hard crash out there trying to get that ball is having a lasting impact.
Yeah, Broad Street kind of slow to shake it off a little bit.
Yeah, he's not comfortable.
Not on the street he wants to be on right now, I think. And should note corresponding moves, personnel moves for the Mets. Ben Van Gorp has gone to shortstop. Zach Young is going to stay in this one in left.
Oh,
and then the pitch gets away from the catcher Hazelhorst. It's going to allow Meyer to move up.
He's up second now.
So Meyer advances. He is into scoring position. Nobody out. Locos just looking to get balls into play however they can as Murphy misses outside, touches his own chest, saying, you know, it's my fault.
That one was pretty low and away.
Nice job by Hazelhorst to keep it from going to the backstop.
That would not be good.
2-2 pitch. They go back inside, and Meyer goes down on strikes.
I think that had a little movement, a little heat on it.
Well, you know, Clay Murphy, I think, is a little bit just frustrated in general right now with the way this night has gone. The Mets are scoring, but they have been giving up runs at a faster pace.
Yeah.
Hit count in this game's about even, but the Mets have made 3 errors to the Locos 1, and that I know is frustrating when you're a manager. And that harkens back to a week ago. Metropolitans lost a game to Moon City that Clay Murphy felt like they should have won, in which they committed 3 errors in the final 2 innings. Not an easy out here as it's David Rodriguez. Checked, it doesn't matter. It's a called strike 1 and 2 now.
And David has a very, very good eye.
And David stepping out, also, yeah, sense of timing is good for the... yes, when there's 2 strikes, he's going to get his money's worth. And stepping out still allowed here in the GRBL. Back in he goes. This is up the middle to the shortstop. Van Gorp fires over.
It's right through the wickets.
I'll say, yeah, that was tricky. The base runner, my gosh.
I think that was kind of a show. The way he stood there, and he could have stepped either way.
Well, it was Andrew Meyer over there, not I guess doing everything except get called for a runner's interference on the play for Van Gorp. Nonetheless, he motors up to third, 2 outs, and Tyler Collison flares 1 foul into the seats on the first base side.
We still doing 50-cent balls? Or?
Yes, indeed. Okay. Yeah, the 50-cent foul balls never stop. Big thank you to Bank of Missouri for that. Live well, bank well. There you go, partner. Nice job setting me up for the plug. That's just good teamwork there, and that is in the air to right. That is going to be hauled in. Grant Cundiff, kind of late getting the jump, but maybe he was just waiting to see how that ball was going to fly. Nonetheless, hauled it in.
You mentioned earlier about the wind. I mean, the flags now both look like they're just hanging straight down. It's almost like it's gone away.
Yep, we'll do a little check of the weather perhaps when we come back. Good time for that. 6-4, Locos lead the Mets. We head to inning number 6.
I'm Nicole Cartnell with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
Towing pitching change for the Republic Locos. Chris Meza has called his own number. That number is 33, but Chris Meza on to pitch in relief of Tyler Collison, protecting a 6-4 advantage. This ball game likely going to flirt with the time limit. We are now 41 minutes from that. Scott Wilson, a lefty, up and throwing in the Republic pen, so perhaps the idea here for Chris is just to go out, throw one inning, be a stopgap, and then put the ball in the hands of the lefty, Scotty Wilson. Got to go back. Well, I know Chris Meza has pitched in this league. I didn't bother to port over his pitching stats because I know they're not great. I think the lifetime ERA is something like 98. So,
wow.
Yeah, anyway. That's one of those things where, yeah, gave up like 3 runs in 1 inning or something to that effect. That can really skew the math. First offering to Mark Blim is high out of the zone. So Blim, Cundiff, and Dreyer this inning for the Metropolitans. The 6th, they're trailing by 2 as Meza hit a corner on the outside for strike 1. Locos still working Zach Ralph behind the plate. Liendo has come on to play second now.
Locos have a lefty up throwing.
Yep, that's Wilson.
Okay, all right.
Blim chops one foul third base side. So we're watching the scoreboard. We're also watching that clock. I hate that that's happening, but it is happening.
Well, I'm sure we're not the only ones watching the clock.
It's one of those things, sometimes time limits do have to happen at this level as Blim fouls one off. You know, a lot of reasons, right? There's personnel that run the ballpark, and when you play 3 games in a day, they're in for a long day no matter what, but you know, you don't want to keep them there all night. And you put the time limit on, in theory, to keep the games earlier in the triple header from running in and just throwing off the whole schedule. But
right.
It does apply to the late game as well. I mean, if you're going to apply a limit, you got to apply it to every game.
Yeah, well, like you said, I mean, you're not. Tomorrow's a work day for everybody, and you don't want to be out here till after midnight. And I don't. There may be a noise ordinance in Ozark. So.
No, we're not in any danger with that. As Blim puts a 3-2 pitch in the air to center field. Not since the metal band Slipknot played a concert in this stadium back in the early 2000s. A day that will forever live in infamy. Have we encountered the noise ordinance and this stadium in the same sentence?
Okay, well, that's cool.
Ozark historians have some stories to tell about that concert.
I could imagine.
Just leave it at that. Cundiff, the batter, 0 for 2 this evening.
Well, as you know, we were driving back and forth a lot through this area back in that day, but I don't think we stopped for any concerts.
No.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
That is.
It's going to drop.
It's dropping and
yes,
dive, and yes, it is.
It's going to the wall, almost.
Trickling past the dive of the left fielder.
He's going for third.
Tyler Collison, and Grant Cundiff
standing up.
Stands up, and that is a hit. So that is a triple for Grant Cundiff. A nice feather in the cap for the rookie.
It was a well-hit ball.
It's a big opportunity for the Mets, who now have the tying run at the plate. It's Calvin Dreyer. Calvin 1 for 2. Singled earlier in this game, back in the 4th. Lewisburg, Missouri is where he calls home. Went to Buffalo High School, played for the Bison. Now works for Springfield City Utilities as a water line installer. Breaking ball got away from Meza. Got away from the catcher Ralph for a second there.
There's just a little bit of confusion around the plate there.
The 1-0 pitch.
Yep, up and in.
Not a bad idea, but it was inside. 2 balls, no strikes. It was a 60-mile-per-hour something rather, down and away. 3-0 rather. Breaking ball. Dreyer swings at a 3-0 and skies it. Shortstop Caleb Kaufman pitched the tent, built the fire, camped out, made the catch. 2 down. Metropolitans using a pinch hitter here. The Todd father, Todd Tolbert. Fairgrove, Missouri native, played his college ball at Evangel University. Now works as an operations supervisor for Associated Electric Cooperative. 1 for 3 on the season is the Todd father, second oldest player in the league. 54 years old.
Since
now,
Mr. Schaff retired,
it's Kurt Brand is the oldest at 59, and then comes Todd, and then you got several guys in the 40s after that.
40s. Yes.
Tolbert swung over the top of an off-speed pitch there. Getting old is not for sissies.
That's what your granddad used to say, and he was right.
Tolbert has defied the odds, still takes great care of himself, and he once famously told me on a podcast interview, like, I know I'm aging, but I refuse to accept that I have to decline. Those were words that certainly hung with me. As Chris Meza fanned him there.
He
so
took a good cut, but
yes, he did.
Wasn't in the cards on that one.
Metropolitans strand a runner in scoring position, so the score remains 6-4. We are in the middle of the 6th inning. Back after this.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible. Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
6-4 is the score. Republic Locos lead the Springfield Metropolitans, getting ready to start the bottom of the 6th inning in a game that is probably not going to make it the full 9. I hate to keep bringing up the time limit, but that's just the reality of the situation here with a division title hanging in the balance. Mets and Locos fans need to know the full picture. Scott Wilson bats for the Locos, facing Clay Murphy for the Metropolitans. Swing and a long fly into left. Zach Young had a beat on it, made the catch for the out. I'm Rance Berger, my partner for this one, Roger Berger. I just call him Dad. So 1 gone. If the Republic Locos can hang on and win this thing, they will go to 4-3, and they will win the GRBL North Division and get a bye. Here's Chris Meza jogging to the plate. He has walked twice this evening. Expect he'll take a few. Nope, never mind. He almost destroyed the guy in the on-deck circle with a foul ball. Just when I think I know what's going on, the boys always surprise me. Oh no. Goodness, that hit Hazelhorst.
Somewhere.
wherever it was, he doesn't like it. He's down and has shed the mask. Clutching. I don't know if that's knee, thigh. Yeah, probably got hit in the leg where there is no
padding.
No padding. You're right. He just took a fastball. Is what that amounts to.
Chris took a real healthy cut. It was kind of a golf swing, but it must have been low, but it must have hit that thigh.
So Hazelhurst is going to feel that one tomorrow, but for the moment he's going to gamely hang in there. And Clay Murphy just punched him out. 3 straight strikes, and down goes Meza.
Chris kept looking at Clay for a while. That must have been some kind of a subliminal message there.
I think yes. The intensity is ratcheting up here, as it should, given the stakes of the ball game. Arturo Liendo stepping in for the Locos, swings over the top, and
good cut.
Seeing the Murphy and the Mets start to push pace here. They need to get off the field and get to bat. You know, they know the situation. We're 30 minutes now to the cutoff time.
0-2.
So Murph and the Mets are going to hustle.
Arturo's went up there to swing.
Yes, he does.
Not gonna pay to watch.
Now Murphy steps off, drying his hand and the ball. Liendo back in. The Roof Repair Pros liner.
Oh.
And that is just foul. It touched the chalk line. Says the man in charge. That's Jack Haydank. Had a good unobstructed view of it. So he will bring Liendo back for another 0-2. 4th pitch of the sequence forthcoming here. Murphy and the Mets trying to get back to have their chances to play some offense. They will go to the top of the order in the 7th. Swing, and Liendo just got a piece of the slider there.
Just enough.
Well, Arturo got a big hit off of Clay Murphy the first time these two teams met way back on August 11th. It stood up as the game-winning run. The runner he drove in was an inherited one, so it didn't hurt Murphy's ERA, but it certainly hurt his ego and his pride a little bit.
I would imagine he remembers every bit of it.
So Liendo, another foul ball. He is really fighting here. 0-2. This will be the 3rd 0-2 pitch. Now Liendo calls time and steps out, so the game is afoot. Locos want the clock to run. Mets want to stop it. Liendo pokes one. This could be trouble if it gets down, and it does. Over the head of the third baseman, then caroming into foul territory. Not quite enough carry on it for Arturo to think about extras, but a good piece of hitting there nonetheless. Fighting off those 0-2s, staying in the hunt, and getting one to poke for a base hit.
I'm sure that annoyed Mr. Murphy.
Yeah.
A little.
If he wasn't heated, he is now. Here comes Tommy Berg. 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout. That one came at the hands of Ben Van Gorp. Swung on and missed there.
Definitely Clay has got more mile per hour on the ball.
And just more velocity, less time between pitches. The old leisurely game. And he hit him.
Hit him in the shoulder.
And that is the downside when you try to work quickly. Sometimes the command goes away. Tommy, lucky to wear that one in the shoulder.
That'll be
upper arm. Yeah, I mean it's not like
tomorrow.
It feels good, but
that'll be purple tomorrow.
Definitely glad that wasn't on a bone or like on the outside of the elbow.
Oh.
Nonetheless, big situation and a big opportunity for the Locos with Trent Simpson, who is 2 for 3 on the night.
It's a dangerous hitter.
3 runs batted in this ball game.
Yeah, Clay has to be careful here. With 2 on, he's got to be real careful.
Throws a slider, grounded to the third baseman Blim. He's going to take the force out.
Got him out. They got out.
Yes, indeed. It was a little bit jammy, but Murph and the Mets emerge unscathed from that inning. So the deficit remains 2 runs. Locos up on the Mets 6-4. We go to the stretch inning right after this.
I'm Nicole Cartmell with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
Chris Meza back out to the hill for the Republic Locos to start the 7th inning. Top of the order due up for the Springfield Metropolitans. So Clay Murphy, Harrison Broadstreet, Harrison Waters. They trail by a pair of runs, 6-4. GRBL North Division title on the line here. Whoever wins this game is likely to win the division and win a first-round bye, an automatic trip to the GRBL semifinals. The losing team is going to end up in the eliminators next week. Likely opponent would be the Moon City Mavericks. It's just not quite set in stone because of some of the serious mathematics involved here, but I promise you folks, as soon as this one goes final, I will be able to paint a complete and accurate playoff picture for you. But for the moment, more pressingly, we're worried about who's going to win this thing and go on to the semis automatically. Murphy got under it, he popped it back. Tyler Collison in at catcher for the Locos, not able to shed the mask and get to it. So Locos have moved some furniture around again. Collison's gone behind the plate. Tommy Berg is playing left field. It is Johnny Lee Ryan, I believe, back out there at third. Still Kaufman at short. Leendo is the second baseman. And the first baseman is Andrew Meyer. Still Trent Simpson in center field. That's pretty rock steady. And Jason Rose is in right. Chris Meza and Tyler Collison, the battery.
Like a big curve that didn't break into the zone.
I think most of what Chris throws definitely has some sink about it. Here comes a 2-1 outside. It's Chris Meza, and he's not coaching out here in the GRBL, a Spanish teacher and the baseball coach at Greenwood Laboratory School in Springfield. Murphy grounds this one into play. Meza off the mound to get it. Gonna have to hurry, but they do get it there in time. And apologies, that's Kanan Greer playing first. Hanging on, making the play, and pumping the fist for good measure there. Batter is Broadstreet. Got obliterated by a pitch last time up. He's 0 for 2 tonight, a strikeout and 1 HBP. Meza came at him with a breaking pitch. Broadstreet was way under it. It stays on the surface. Gonna be trouble, and it is not caught in foul territory. So Leendo ranged over. Greer said, I got it, and then he didn't got it. Not a bad idea for Kanan, but maybe
that's a tough play. He was trying to backpedal while he was doing it, and that's
it's easy to say, oh, that should have been Leendo's ball, but
yeah, well,
from up here it looks like Leendo's an inch away. He was actually about 8 feet away, so
yeah,
it would have been tough. 0-1 after that foul ball. Broadstreet
still up in the air.
Yes, indeed. Jason Rose running in for this one, and the right fielder hauls that in for the Locos for the out. 2 gone. So not only are the Mets running low on time, they're starting to run low on chances.
Yeah. They're getting under everything right now, too.
Waters tonight 0 for 2. Does have a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd inning. Made the score 3-3 at that time.
Outfield's playing him to pull.
Infield playing him to pull as well, giving him a big ol' swath of real estate to work with.
Yeah.
On the second base side. Shortstop probably ought to shade over.
I was going to say the shortstop needs to shade probably a little bit to his left.
Wide away. That's a big old hole for him to hit through on the infield.
It is. Oh.
Meza bent a breaking pitch into the zone. Waters watched it go by for a strike.
I think he might want that one back.
Well, and again, we know the Mets are pressed for time, but you know Waters is just trying to see what Meza throws, at least take a couple before he goes off swinging wildly here. And he does send that up the middle, off the mound, and into center field it goes. Yeah, I kind of thought that alignment might come back to bite the Locos, and it does as Waters takes advantage and singles. So he is on. Tying run now comes to the plate with Zach Young. And Zach does have some power in the bat. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a 2 RBI double. Has walked and struck out. But as I said earlier in the program, has hit a baseball out of this stadium. And I have to believe could do it again. Laces a liner and a great job by the shortstop. Oh my gosh, Caleb Kaufman hauls in a rally killer.
He broke on the pitch and was in the right spot. Beautiful catch.
Got to jump on it before Young even hit it, and he hauled in a fully extended snag. Big momentum swing in the Locos' favor. They lead it 6-4. It is 7th inning stretch time in the GRBL. The 7th inning stretch is brought to you by Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome. And we'll also say a big thank you to Henry's Towing. Let Henry do it.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome!
It was a short stretch because the Springfield Metropolitans need to put their feet to the gas pedal. Clay Murphy facing Jason Rose starts him off with a called Steve Reich on the down and away part of the zone. Overthrew the fastball for ball 1.
Trying for the same spot, just missed it.
Jason Rose, Kanan Greer, Caleb Kaufman scheduled to come to bat in this
one. Put that one in there.
Yes, he did. Murphy staying pedal to the metal pretty much here. Rose lines this one up the middle. Nice. That's going to get through. Great bit of hitting there for Jason Rose, it's got to be said. And with every hit, with every time the Locos just extend this thing out into their favor, they are that much closer to the GRBL North Division title in that bye. Single for Rose. He is on for Kanan Greer. First baseman from Steelville.
Applied to center.
Oh, it's going to stay on the infield, actually. Van Gorp hauls that in. No chance to double off the runner, but a nice job nonetheless back in the tricky triangle there, calling off Broad Street.
You can tell I never sit behind home plate at a
ball game. And I had one of those in a game earlier where I said, oh, that's in the outfield, and then I think it got onto the infield dirt just barely.
You have to take the word back. Yeah,
just had a lot of spin about it, and that was kind of the case there as Kanan got under it. We play on as here's Caleb Kaufman. Has walked and struck out tonight.
Potential.
Oh, and Van Gorp kicked it. Gonna fire the throw anyway. No, he did not. It's not in time. Game effort by Van Gorp, trying to make up for the mistake, but it's going up anyway. E6.
First and second, one out. Yeah, he probably got a little eager to to take a shot at the double play
yes,
ball.
Yes, he did.
And,
That's exactly it. He
stood up too quick.
Thinking about that before he had it in the glove.
I'm sure Coach Odell would have something to say about that. I'm not going to say that.
Batter is Johnny Lee Ryan, who looks at a strike on the outer half. So first and second rather for the Locos, 1 out. Metropolitans playing at double play depth, and the outfielders are in as well for Ryan, who is now in the hole 0-2. Murphy, for whatever reason, taking a minute to get the sign from Hazelhorst, now has it. Fires home with a heat, and he got him looking.
I think he put a little something extra on that one.
It's not the most artful pitching performance we've seen Clay Murphy make, but it is impressive to see him both work quickly and just work his way through this Locos order. So here's Collison, 2 outs. The jam, a little more manageable for the Mets. Collison grounds one right side, picked up by the first baseman Dreyer. Far too sure-handed to let that one go through the wickets. Steps on the bag himself for the out. So that is now 3 shutout innings for Clay Murphy. Score remains 6-4 in favor of the Locos. Metropolitans come to bat when we come back for the top of the 8th.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
I'm William Beadle of Tolbert Beadle. Why would you call anyone else after a car accident? Tolbert Beadle has been right here in Missouri for decades. We know the local courts, and we know how to fight. You don't pay us a penny unless we win money for you. And we're not satisfied until we secure the largest settlement possible. With millions of dollars recovered, you know who to call. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Towing pitching change for the Republic Locos in the 8th. They call on the left-hander. Originally from Neosho, Missouri, he now calls Miller home. That is Scott Wilson. So far in 2024, Wilson's been pretty good. 6 2/3 innings, no runs, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, 1 hit batsman, a 0.00 ERA. For the lefty, manages a large commercial cattle operation in Miller, Missouri. Once told me, as long as I can walk upright, I am going to keep trying out for Grip and Rip Baseball. They will get my $20 tryout fee until such time as I am cut. Paraphrasing a little bit there, but there was definitely a determination in his voice as he expressed that to me. Locos defensively, Jason Rose in right, Trent Simpson in center. Zach Ralph has gone to left field. David Rodriguez at third. Caleb Kaufman, the shortstop. Chris Meza has gone back to second base. And Andrew Meyer has tagged back in to play first. It's Collison behind the dish for his battery mate, Scott Wilson, the lefty. Wilson also not too bad for Moon City in 23. 2 earned runs across 7 1/3. He's kind of emerged as a pretty reliable hand. I'd like to see him try to get a few more opportunities before it is all said and done.
Hey, definitely going to be a change for the Mets in that he's definitely throws with more velocity than Chris Meza did.
So just bringing on a lefty might mess with him a little bit too.
That also. Yes.
Not a lot of left-handers. Wilson, one of 3 regulars to the pitcher's mound, I do believe. The 0-1 off the bat of Cole Hazelhorst is in the air to right, and Jason Rose is going to haul that in.
2 steps, and he was right in the right place.
So Hazelhorst falls to 1 for 4 on the day. He has incredibly flown out to an outfielder 3 times tonight. Here's Van Gorp. Come on, Cole, let the infielders have some fun once in a while. BVG 0 for 1. He flew out to right his last time up.
What was the line in Bull Durham? Throw some more ground balls.
It's more
democratic.
More democratic. Strikeouts are boring, and besides that, they're fascist. Van Gorp looks at one up and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Wilson would like to get his strikeouts and will probably not care what political ideology we align to them with up here. Three and 1 to BVG with that big open right-handed batting stance. Looked at a called strike 2.
I would imagine Mr. Wilson's looking forward to the opportunity to play for the Howard Bell Trophy. That's what he's working on.
Definitely
right
got to be on his mind. He is one of those guys who has never had the chance in his career. That is an interesting play, certainly, from the third baseman, David Rodriguez, who backed off at the last minute, let Kaufman get to it, and then Kaufman fired over to his fellow rookie, Andrew Meyer, for the out. David mixing a little bit of style and showmanship with his baseball there.
Surely they weren't calling for a ground ball, were they?
I think maybe Kaufman told him, stop what you're doing, and David put the arm down and then sort of tucked out of the way at the same time. Mark Blem looks at a called strike 1. It's Blem 0 for 3 on the night. Flew out to center field last time.
He's had another one of those Mets that's had a rough year.
It's just kind of hard to figure as he swings and misses over the top there. Nothing in 2, but Springfield teams really got to stick with him. Just hope he can ride out the slump. Checked it, and no, he did not on appeal.
He's definitely one of the strong third basemen in the league as far as defense goes.
He is, and he's just got time on his side as far as being proven to be on some very good baseball teams in his career. As he goes down on strikes there, that will buy him a few more opportunities. But
Mr. Wilson worked quickly.
Yes, he did. A 1-2-3 inning punctuated by a strikeout. 6-4. The score remains. Scott Wilson and the Locos up on top.
It looks like we're going to start the 9th.
I think we're going to get there. We got the bottom of the 8th, so
that's right.
Locos come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th, but we are, the way Clay Murphy is dealing, I think we're going to get there.
He's already thrown half his warm-up pitches.
Back in 30 seconds.
Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago. Customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
Scott Wilson just got a strikeout. Now he steps into the batter's box. Looks at strike 1 from Clay Murphy. A slider from the right-handed pitcher to the left-handed batter makes it 0-1. 6-4 Locos in front. Bottom of the 8th. North Division title and a trip to the semifinals on the line.
Fouled off that inside pitch. 0-2 now.
Murphy winds and fires. Missed high. But right back at it. We continue to watch that clock. 8:53 would be the latest we could start a new inning. So the Metropolitans need to get 3 outs before then. It's 8:36 and ticking. Scott Wilson doing his part by fouling off a 2-strike pitch there. It is 1-2, and now a step out.
It's unusual. Clay's been working real fast. So they were kind of staring at each other, it looked like. caught a little piece of that one.
Yes,
Still
he
alive.
did. So Wilson tonight 0 for 3, but cagey hitter, always has been. One of those guys, if you told him to go tear down the wall, he'd say, give me the bat. Down on strikes he goes.
Looks like Chris Meza is next.
Yep, it'll be Mesa, and then was Liendo, but that is Bortz up, scheduled to re-enter. So Mesa, then Bortz. That's the modus operandi for the Locos here in the bottom of the 8th, protecting a 2-run advantage, trying to widen it as Mesa looks at a called strike. Chris 0 for 1 tonight, struck out the first time he saw Clay Murphy. He has drawn a pair of walks earlier in the ball game, swung and fouled that one off for strike 2.
Mr. Bortz was able to knock that one down and control it.
That was a nice bit of trickery there from Johnny B. Mesa down on strikes.
That one looked like it had some serious movement on it.
Guess he gone. That is now 5 strikeouts for Clay Murphy. So the batter is John Bortz, re-entering, hitting for Liendo here. Bortz 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but this is his first look at Murph, who wiped him with a slider for strike 1. That was filth. Went back to it. Bortz got the bat to it that time and fouled it off. So very quickly, 0-2.
Oh, Clay wanted that one,
missed down. Yes, he did. He didn't quite start jogging off the mound, but you can tell he thought about it for a second. Instead, here's a slider. It's grounded left side. Blem is not going to have a play. Van Gorp won't have a play. And John Bortz singles out into left field. Johnny B helping out the numbers there. Bortzy is on. And the Locos will go back to the top of the order and Zach Ralph. Bortz put that ball just so Mark Blem and Ben Van Gorp could not get to it. That's up the middle to the second baseman. Broadstreet will step on the bag himself and get the out, so wouldn't you know it, after all that hype for the old time delay, the Metropolitans do everything they need to get to the 9th, and they will have one more shot. It's coming up when we come back. Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free on our YouTube channel. Big thank you to the Bank of Missouri. Live well, bank well.
Now with the Bank of Missouri, whether you're looking to pay bills or make a big purchase, sometimes you need cash quickly to take that next step. A consumer loan might be a perfect option to help you live well, bank well. Sardi McClendon, one of our branch managers, is here to explain.
Thank you, Nicole. We provide personal consumer loans for almost any purpose, from building your credit to financing that new car. We offer competitive rates, and decisions are made locally so we can get you the money that you need quickly. But what makes our consumer loans unique is that personal touch. For example, I recently worked with a customer to secure a loan for a horse trailer. He could have went elsewhere, but he chose to work with his bank because of that personal relationship that we've built with him. Being able to work with your personal banker that you know and trust makes a big difference.
That's right, because we work with our customers to help them live well, bank well. Get started at bankofmissouri.com.
6-4 the score. Republic Locos lead the Springfield Metropolitans. It is the top of the 9th. Mets coming to bat. 3 outs to try to do something. 8, 9, and 10 hitters due up here. Grant Cundiff, Calvin Dreyer, Robert Fackrell. I'm Rance Berger, my partner Roger Berger. Going the distance. We've avoided the time limit. Now we just have to play some ball. Grant Cundiff steps in for the Mets, trailing by 2. First things first, need to get somebody on before they worry about getting him over. Scott Wilson fires one wild, no harm done with nobody on.
As Bob Uecker said, just a little outside.
Just a bit. So Cundiff, I get, you saw him hit a triple his last time up, so you want to be careful, but that was awfully careful. That was over the plate, and Cundiff gives it a ride into the night sky. In center field it goes, but Trent Simpson
Right where he needed to be.
Absolutely had a read on that to make the catch and the out. So one gone. The batter is Dreyer. And yeah, it's Tolbert in the on-deck circle. So apologies there.
It's pretty amazing, both these teams. Their positioning, the scouting that they've done to get the proper position, you know, for the outfielders aren't having to move hardly at all.
Yeah, Simpson, one of the best at that, just figures out how to be in the right spot, and it is a reason why he is a perennial all-star. That's up the middle. Not a lot Trent Simpson can do about that, as Calvin Dreyer gets a base hit.
He kept it from going to the wall.
Yes, he did, but that does bring a game-tying run to the plate for the Springfield Metropolitans in the form of Todd Tolbert. He's in the 10 spot, so
he hasn't had too many bats this season, has he?
He's not. It's been pretty limited for Todd. Coming off of the Mets bench, he is 1 for 4 for the campaign.
I know in the past he's done several things for him. I mean, he's pitched some. He's been a utility player wherever they needed him.
He's another one of those guys who'll do what you ask.
Oh.
Whoa, that one ran in. Nice job. I thought Collison didn't have the ball as he looked back, but he did have the baseball. Maybe that was a little deception on his part.
Pretty quick reflexes for an older person there.
Well, Tyler's not that old.
No, get out of the way. He got out of the way of it.
Oh, you mean Tolbert getting out of the way?
Yeah, Tolbert got out of the way of it.
1-1. The Todd father swung over the top there of a Scott Wilson two-seamer. Good job by Wilson there to get back ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, we got him that time.
Well, that hit Tolbert. That puts the tying run on.
I'm not sure where that got him, in the back or the hip or...
Todd's not going to give anyone the satisfaction of favoring anything as he takes the stroll down to first base. He's tough and he's old school about it. So,
well, Mr. Murphy, here's a chance.
Here it is, Clay Murphy.
He's kind of due, I think.
Well, he's 2 for 3 tonight, but maybe
well, he's still
due for the big one, perhaps. 11 hits on the season for Clay. Got hit by a pitch in the 4th. Last time up was the 7th, and he grounded to first. But with 1 out, I mean, really moving the runners would be big for the Metropolitans. If he can just do that, that runs in. It's perhaps the size of the moment getting to the Locos mound man Scott Wilson a little bit here. The nerves are up. The tensions are high. This is what baseball this time of year is all about. Wilson from the chest. Ran that one in, and that did hit him. Murphy absolutely clocked.
He's a little hot.
Well, he just took a fastball above the knee, I do believe. So back-to-back hit batsmen. Locos have loaded him.
Yeah, the bat went flying there. You could tell. I think he would have much rather had a shot to the gap or something. But
and what did the Locos do? Yeah, so we got a mound visit. Meza visits with Wilson. And that was still the "you're my guy" talk.
Well, and Scott's really not known for hitting people.
No, that's just one. I get attacking in because the previous pitch was inside as well.
Yeah.
And then he attacked way in. I just lost control. What else do you say?
No, I mean, nobody in this league's going to deliberately throw at somebody.
Bases loaded. Locos thinking about a double play to get out of this. Harrison Broadstreet, the batter, he's thinking about a base hit to tie it.
Yeah.
Or at least get one across here. Your job is to hit and extend the game. Wilson missed that one inside. It's 2-0. All right, a walk would bring a run across just as well as a hit. Well, I'm sure Harrison would like to just get the hit.
I'm sure he'd like to have the hit and then work that into his comedy bit. We can.
Swung on and missed there. I was thinking extra bases and then some.
He took a nice healthy cut at that one.
2 balls and a strike for Street. 0 for 3 on the night. Wilson went back over the plate, and that two-seam fastball was dialed in that time.
Took another healthy cut at it.
2-2 with one out and the bases loaded. Mets do have Harrison Waters in the on-deck circle. But Scott Wilson's got to contend with the first Harrison right here. Broad Street, the 2-2. It's a ball. It was off of Collison's mitt, but not
far enough
away to send the runner.
That's one of those deals if you did.
Whoa, wait a minute. They're calling that was a strikeout. Oh my goodness.
Don't you
My bad.
Don't you run on the third strike?
Not with the bases checked, I
got
guess.
it,
The runner
okay.
stayed put. So here we go. Mets are down to their last out. That was a strikeout by Wilson.
Whoa.
And then he throws it behind. It's
Wow.
a wild pitch. Runner's going to come home, play at the
He's
plate.
in.
He is absolutely safe. Dreyer scores. It is now 6-5, a one-run ball game.
That's a costly error.
Big time. Wild pitch brings a run across. So 6-5. Now keep in mind here, this is not a walk-off situation for the Metropolitans. This inning is going to play out, and then the Locos.
They have to bat.
Yeah, if the game ends up tied, or if they cough up the lead, they would bat in the bottom of the ninth. But a big opportunity nonetheless for Harrison Waters, single-season record holder for base hits.
Men on second and third with 2 down.
Offering to Waters down and away. Harry 1 for 3 on the night. Also has a sac fly RBI, but can't sacrifice fly here.
Nope.
First base is unoccupied, but the Locos pitching to Waters. Jam shot, grounded, right side. It's a slow trickler. They throw to first. Not in time. He's safe. They scored. We're tied, and then a play at the plate results in an out. Murphy went ahead and sent it, but Tolbert scored. It is 6-6. We are all knotted up.
Going to the bottom of the
And
ninth.
we are going to the bottom of the ninth. So Waters reached safely, and then Clay Murphy tried to just win the game right there. You know, maybe not a bad decision, maybe not a great decision either. Just, you know, made a split-second call and went for it. You know, you got to respect that most certainly. And then a 3-2 put out at the plate. So we will go to the bottom of inning number 9 in the GRBL. Of course, the 9th inning is commercial-free. Almost lost track of myself there, so we're going to keep it right here. Commercial-free 9th inning brought to you by Central Bank of the Ozarks, member FDIC. Go ahead and remind you that, yeah, this one might flirt with extras unless the Locos can score a run here, of course. Clay Murphy going to the hill. We have not gone to extra innings all year. Why not do it on the last day of the season?
Since I'm not totally familiar with the rules, even though there's a time limit on the game, we can still go into extra innings?
Yes, we can.
But then you have if I remember right, there's a playoff procedure if time becomes an issue.
Well, yeah, you would if the innings continue, you would put more runners on base. But you know, this is a regular season game.
Okay.
You know, the idea and you know, to complicate it further, the extra innings rules change a little bit the deeper you go into the playoffs. But
right.
This is a regular season game, so we would go by regular season rules in extra innings, which I do believe would start us off. What they call the California tiebreaker. Runner on second would be in the from the 10th inning onward.
Even though we're starting past the time limit of the original 9-inning game.
Original time limit's not a thing anymore. We've made it to 9, so now we just have to play some baseball till we end this thing.
Got it.
For Clay Murphy and the Mets, job number 1 is get 3 outs right here and stop the Locos from walking it off.
Now my dumb question is, isn't this the 5th inning that Mr. Murphy has pitched, or the 4th?
It is the 5th. This would be the 5th if he starts it. And so he would, I do believe, he could pitch one extra in the 10th.
Okay.
And then I think he would have to come out of the ball game. I am frantically messaging the front office right now to get some help to make sure that that is all the case. So stand by for rules clarifications in the event that this goes to extras. Republic Locos are, of course, saying to themselves, let's just go get this right here, right now. So due up for Republic this inning. Pretty good part of the order. Trent Simpson, Jason Rose, Andrew Meyer, the 2-3-4 hitters.
They have been productive tonight.
Trent Simpson especially, 2 for 4. A single, a double, and 3 runs batted in.
Clay would love to get rid of him, I think.
Runs that one inside, ball 1. Fastball over the plate for a called strike.
Oh, chopped it.
Yeah, that is down the first base line, just into fair territory. Calvin Dreyer showing off some quick feet that he honed as a basketball player at Buffalo High School.
That was kind of a race to see if the ball or the runner was going to make the base.
I think that was Calvin's thinking, and then Trent Simpson was starting to get awfully big in the viewfinder, and so he had to make a decision there and just take the up.
He got to reach forward there and grab it.
So 1 gone. Batter is Jason Rose. Saw him get a base hit last time up.
Got the inside.
And Murphy continuing to just attack.
He works quickly.
Slider grounded right side. Broadstreet's not going to come up with that. Yeah, he knocked it, but he didn't snag it. Would have been a very tough play, and that has scored a hit, and I think that is completely fair on the part of our official scorer, Zach Still. So an infield single for Jason Rose. Second hit of the night. Puts him on for, this is Meyer. Okay. They've been entering and re-entering Greer and Meyer, but this is Andrew Meyer.
Kind of like the revolving door.
Something like that. So Andrew's been, he's 2 for 2 tonight, actually, with an RBI. 1 out to work with, and Murphy went inside on him.
I know Grip and Rip allows re-entries, but are they gonna put a cap on it someday?
I don't know. I think you'd need roster expansion before you really get serious about that.
I mean, the lawyers can make up all kinds of rules. Most of it is for these guys to have another chance to play some ball. And I know they're all competitive, but they have to be enjoying it, or you wouldn't be out here. You wouldn't be putting the sweat equity into it and working out and staying in shape.
Meyer lifts a 2-strike pitch. If it stays on the surface, could be a play for the left fielder, Zach Young, and it's not. Instead, it drops. He misplayed. So Rose woes up at second, and that is a free base runner for Republic.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
So here is Caleb Kaufman with first and second. One out.
Very unfortunate.
So now Cole Hazelhorst visiting with his pitcher and his manager, might I add, Clay Murphy. That mound might get awfully lonely if Caleb Kaufman gets on here. Kaufman 0 for the night, has reached on an error twice. Looked at a fastball down and in.
I think that had a little extra on it.
You know, Murphy's velocity is, every bit of 80 plus. Dare I say 85 when he's feeling it.
I think he had a little annoyed snap on that one though. Just kind of the way he landed.
And he's gone down here and missed twice. So Kaufman has worked ahead 2-0. You know, if you're Clay, yeah, you're upset that ball wasn't caught, but you got to calm down and deal with the task at hand.
Right.
2 runners on, 1 out, tie ball game, and that's inside. 3-0. Kaufman, I would expect, would keep it on his shoulder here.
Yeah, you'd expect him to. Most coaches would ask him to take at least this one.
Maybe take a couple. Came back, front door slider for a called strike. That was vintage Clay Murphy stuff right there. Battling it back, 3-1.
Something tells me he's not going to stand there and take this one.
Kaufman back in with purpose. Yes, indeed. He swung over the top, and we are now full up. So what's it going to be? The heater, the slider, the change. Hazelhorst sort of setting up in. It is the slider. It is swung on. That's in the air. Going to be tough for Dreyer. That's in foul territory.
Yeah.
It drops down. So nothing but a stressful reset there.
Medium length fly ball. Strike. Again, that would first baseman. That's running, trying to catch it over your shoulder.
Calvin hustled, but not quite enough wheels to track that one. Would have been tough for anybody.
And out of range, the second baseman and the right fielder.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. This is pitch number 7, and Kaufman's going to call time and step out. So the Locos trying to gain every psychological advantage they can here. Bottom of the 9th, tie game. Potential winning run is in scoring position. Over the plate it goes, and Kaufman's got a base hit. That is into left field. It is a shallow one.
He's held him. Okay.
Yeah, they did. Jason Rose held up at third, so he stops.
Huh.
I thought I saw they got Cannon Greer coaching third. He kind of wound up the arm to say go, but Jason Rose held up, and I think Rose did well to look back and see where the fielder was.
Yeah, and he could have probably gone, and it would have been a close play, but the left fielder didn't actually cleanly pick up the ball. Did a good job of staying in front of it, getting it up, and causing them to stop him at third.
So bases loaded, 1 out. The batter is David Rodriguez for the Locos. And if he gets on in any way, shape, or form, this one's over. It's a called strike. Metropolitans have got to keep the run off the board no matter what happens on a ball in play here.
It's more than a little tense here.
0-1. Tie game, bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded. El Caballero Venezolano David Rodriguez swings and fouls one off. Back to the backstop.
0-2.
Indeed
0-2.
It is. David's going to step out.
Cole Hazelhorst is talking to...
One more chat with Clay Murphy there. Rodriguez has grounded out twice tonight to the shortstop. They would have to come home if that happens again.
Absolutely.
Murphy would like to get the K right here, right now. This comes set for the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Murphy gassed him.
Got him. 2 down. Still loaded.
Yep, situation is still sticky.
As Yogi Berra would say, it's not over yet.
So the batter's going to be Tyler Collison for the Locos. Collison tonight is 1 for 4. Had a single all the way back in the 2nd inning. He's been quiet since, but here's an opportunity to redeem yourself, Tyler Collison. Bases are chucked. Locos swinging for the GRBL North Division title. Murphy winds and deals. Slider on the outer half for a strike.
Going away from the right-handed hitter. Well, nobody's taking any radical leads on the bases.
No, Locos runners are staying very close.
Close to home.
The 0-1.
Ooh.
Fastball for a called Steerreich, and it's quickly 0-2.
Well, you know what Clay wants here.
He's just going to try to gas him and then send it to extras. Looks back, looks down, comes home. Yes, he did.
Wow.
Got him looking.
Holy
Clay Murphy
smoke.
had the bases loaded, bowed his neck, got back-to-back strikeouts. That is now 5 consecutive scoreless innings by the Mets hurler Clay Murphy, and we are going to a 10th inning. It is next after this. Grip and Rip Baseball, live and free on YouTube.
I'm William Beadle from Tolbert Beadle. It only takes 1 second for a person to be involved in an accident. And when the worst occurs, there's only one person that matters: you. At Tolbert Beadle, we want to be the one you call for help. We're the one to get you the compensation you deserve from the insurance companies. Call us today and find out if you have a case. The consultation is always free. Tolbert Beadle, when you need justice.
Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already out of energy?
I haven't felt that way since I started doing yoga.
You do yoga?
Every morning. Best change I've ever made.
Try our community classes for only $8.
Sumit's hot yoga. You are going to feel awesome.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
I'm Nicole Cartnell with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Extra innings here in the regular season. In the 10th, we start with a runner on second base. That's Clay Murphy for the Mets. Nobody out. Zach Young looks at a strike.
Scott Wilson's still on the mound.
And Scotty can go. I saw John Bortz up and throwing, and yeah, he is getting loose out there in the pen for the Locos. They were saving him back for the playoffs.
Nobody's up for the Mets yet. Oh, foul tip.
Yep. Zach Young. Yep, just tipped one back, and Tyler Collison, the catcher, is hurting. Sorry about that. Had to run onto the field. I'm catching my air again.
No problem.
Managers Clay Murphy, Chris Meza wanted to be clear on the rules, so it is what they call the California tiebreaker. So the batter who made the last out in the previous inning starts the inning on second base. The idea is to increase scoring and hopefully not make extras take so long.
I'm glad you explained that, because as a rookie color commentator, I didn't want the people listening on the streaming to think that I was playing all these commercials just to annoy them.
No. I had to go. I am I'm in command of this thing right now. The commissioner has left the ballpark, so I am left holding the clipboard, if you will. Still a 1-2.
He's fouled a couple off each other, I think. So both of them look like the batter and the catcher both are not feeling really well.
Well, that is tough.
But you're not going to get either one of them out of the game. Oh, he wanted to swing at that one, but it was up and away.
It's 2-2 now for Zach Young.
Oh.
Swung on and missed there, and down on strikes he goes to start the 10th.
That one was up a little bit, I think.
So that puts Young away. The batter will be Hazelhorst.
Looked at the called strike on the outside corner. I don't think he's really thought that was a strike, but
no, but he's got to live with it.
Nice thing about baseball is you can have your own opinions. There's probably, on most pitches, there's 3 opinions. The defensive team, the batter, and then there's the umpire, but the umpire has the ultimate authority.
Okay, I've found the rules for extra innings now. I'm feeling better about myself.
Oh.
There's a called strike 2 to Cole Hazelhorst. It is 1-2. So we will go with these the California tiebreaker rule for the 10th and the 11th.
And then
if the game goes to a 12th, then the 3rd extra inning would start with the bases loaded, 2 outs on the board. So more of the old style shootout like we used to see in the GRBL.
Okay, just a few seasons ago.
One and 2 for Hazelhorst. Kid from Woodstock, Georgia.
I'd say that the fans that are here and still with us online are getting their money's worth on this one.
And then some. It is the what they call the free baseball innings right here. So 1 out for the Mets. Runner on second is Murphy.
Yep, well inside.
Pitch runs in. Two and 2. Breaking ball swung on, and Hazelhorst goes down on strikes. So Scott Wilson, he's working hard, but he's got 2 strikeouts to show for it here in the 10th.
Yeah.
And the batter he will face next is BVG, Ben Van Gorp.
It's not been helping the Mets batters to have seen him already and coming around for round 2. He seems to be getting stronger.
Gaining a little confidence, I think, after they got out of that last one.
Yeah.
Of course, back-to-back strikeouts should energize just about any pitcher. Here's Ben Van Gorp, former Belgian Little League All-Star. Out of Evangel University. That ran in, and it's a wild pitch. The runner will advance to third. So Murphy now 90 feet away from a go-ahead for the Mets. We are in the 10th. 6-6. Hit count slightly favors the Locos, but Springfield put 2 runs up in the 9th.
Fouled off. Back
Claw
into the
their
net.
way in. Yeah, Van Gorp's pulled even 1-1.
Yeah, Mets have obviously committed more mistakes.
That's a big part of the story for sure tonight. Metropolitans did catch a break on a Locos miscue in the 9th there. As a wild pitch played at a run. This is chopped left side. That's going to get through. BVG. RBI base hit in the 10th. Scores Clay Murphy. It's not over yet, but that's a big 2-out base hit And a big RBI on the board for Van Gorp. So 7-6 is the score.
Mark Blem.
And it is Blem.
If ever man was due.
That is the Mark Blem story, that's for sure. Runner goes, and then Collison trouble on the exchange. It's a stolen base for BVG.
Never. He went in standing up.
Well, he saw Collison.
Yeah, having trouble.
Looked over.
Yeah.
It means he was not running with his head down or his head on the bag, as some coaches might tell you to do.
Right.
Heads up stuff from BVG there, moving into scoring position. If the Mets could pad
a
1-run lead, that would certainly be a shot of adrenaline in their favor.
Yeah, and it would. I mean, the Locos have been very effective offensively tonight, and that would definitely make them feel a little more confident.
Here's another steal attempt by Van Gorp, and that time he is safe. Oh my goodness. Well, the field umpire Ed Browning right there, and he said, yeah, the tag did not get applied. Throw beat the runner, but the tag didn't touch him.
Didn't get him. Nobody really argued about it. So.
No, Locos aren't fighting it too hard, as we'll get a 1-2 to Mark Blem. Scott Wilson would just like to punch out of this inning, head to the dugout.
Yep.
Doesn't that time, as he misses outside.
Hey, I think he wanted it, but again, like you said, he's not going to argue with it. He knows it wasn't quite there.
Two-two pitch, grounded to the shortstop. Kaufman up with it, throws across to first. In time to get the out, but not before the Mets do some damage. 7-6, they lead it. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th right after a quick timeout.
When Gary and Sandra Henry started Henry's Towing nearly 5 decades ago, customers knew that Henry would be the guy coming to help. People would call and ask to let Henry do it. And as Springfield has grown, our family has grown as well, so there's always someone around to come help you out. Everyone at Henry's is a member of the family, fully trained and as dependable as the original. With a family this size, help is always right around the corner. So if you find yourself in need of roadside assistance, remember to call the name you've grown to know and trust. Remember to let Henry do it!
I need a change. My workouts are too boring.
Oh, I've got an amazing workout for you. Hot yoga. I've lost weight and I'm more flexible.
Try our community classes for only $8. Sumit's Hot Yoga. You are going to feel awesome!
Murphy back out there for the Springfield Metropolitans in extras. Shades of the 2020 GRBL championship game, except he was on the other side of it, helping the Ozark Mountain Ducks defeat the Metropolitans for the Howard Bell Trophy. Instead, this time he is pitching for the Mets in the 10th, running up against the limit, but going hard. It'll be Tyler Collison, the runner on second for the Locos, who trail 7-6. So mission critical here is bring Collison across the plate before 3 outs have occurred. We'll do one more inning of this, the California tiebreaker, in the event that the Locos are able to tie. They can also walk it off here, so that is most certainly a possibility. I think Scott Wilson would like for the boys to do that very much. As he steps in here, it'll be Wilson, Meza, and then Arturo Liendo or John Bortz. And given that Bortz is warming in the pen,
strike one.
Suspect it'll be Liendo. 0-1. Wilson over on the night, but has been the mound man the last couple. That's got a chance to get down. A dive from Harrison Waters. He won't haul it in. That's going to be extras for Scott Wilson. We're back to tied at 7-7. Scotty digging for third will go in sliding. An RBI triple for Scott Wilson and the Locos, and we are back tied 7-all.
That's unfortunate. He was, really Of course, we can't tell how close he was, but he was making a valiant effort to get it. But
yeah, Waters dove. Oh, but man, right? That's.
Fortunately, they got it back in fast enough to keep Wilson at third.
That could have been all the way around.
Could have been over.
So here's Chris Meza, and now the Mets playing in tight.
Yeah.
With the goal, they've got to get the guy out at the plate. Meza flares one. It's in the air. That will dip down. Base hit, and the Republic Locos win this thing 8-7. RBI single off the bat of Chris Meza, and the Locos win 8-7. So that means very quickly the Republic Locos 4-3. They are your GRBL North Division title holders. They will be the number 2 overall seed in the playoffs. With that, the Moon City Mavericks are the number 4 seeded team. They will have home field, and they will have it against the Springfield Metropolitans, who will be the number 5. So that's a crushing blow, most certainly, for the Metropolitans. You go from competing for a division title to falling all the way down the table to the number 5 position in the playoff standings. So with that, I can tell you this. Nixasuckers, Republic Locos have buys. Next Sunday, October the 6th, the Eliminators, live from right here at Ozark Mountain Sports Complex and live on our YouTube channel. At high noon, it'll be the 4-5 game, and the Springfield Metropolitans are the visiting team against the home Moon City Mavericks. Then at 3 o'clock, Ozark Mountain Ducks are the visitors against the Branson Showmen. So that is how we will stack them up in the playoffs. Springfield finishes the regular season 2-5. Locos finish 4-3. Moon City sandwiched in between at 3-4. And that is how the mop flops. Real quick clarifier on the 5-6 seeding. Effectively setting the matchups here of North v. North and South versus South. That is because when they played in the regular season, the Springfield Metropolitans were winners over the Ozark Mountain Ducks, so they hold head-to-head criteria in the tiebreak, and for that reason, the Metropolitans get the 5. The Mountain Ducks are in the cellar in position number 6. So that sets the matchups. It'll be Mavericks, Metropolitans, Mountain Ducks, and Showmen next Sunday right here from Ozark Mountain Sports Complex. Our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the game is, of course, the guy who just got the RBI base hit, Chris Meza, because, that's what you do, right?
Will you be conducting this interview in Spanish or English?
Maybe a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. We'll just see what Chris is feeling. And, when you get a big win like that, we'll let him decide for me.
I'll be honest with you, you have to be impressed with Scott Wilson, too.
Absolutely. Scott Wilson was a gamer tonight, and that RBI triple that he hit set the Locos up to make it all possible. I think he would be the first to tell you he wasn't exactly thrilled with the pitching performance he turned in giving up 3 runs, but the inning in the 10th is not earned, so that right. won't count against him. But yeah, Scott Wilson, after having a tough go in the 9th, went out there in the 10th, got a couple of strikeouts there, and then shook off all of that, got out there and hit an RBI triple.
Yeah.
And that tied the score, and that paved the way for Chris Meza to bloop one over the first baseman's head and bring the guys home. Well, Roger Berger, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure.
I enjoyed it. I regret I won't be back the rest of this season. I'll have to stream it next week.
You have to be watching along.
That's where I'll be.
As I like to tell people, I think you probably watch more grip and rib baseball than a lot of guys, and probably know the league better than I do sometimes.
Well, I'll try not to send any text messages to you either. So.
No, it's a lot of fun. Been fun having you, and definitely something to check off the bucket list for me. So appreciate you.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity.
Being a gamer tonight. So he's Roger Berger. I'm Rance Berger. We'll come back and talk things over with some of the winners. The Republic Locos 8-7. they get it done. Back with a little bit more Grip and Rip baseball post-game coverage right after this.
Support local, give local. We hear it all the time, and when it comes to blood donation, there's an easy way to make sure your gift is being used in your community. Donors with Community Blood Center of the Ozarks provide every drop of blood, platelets, and convalescent plasma to patients in over 40 area hospitals. How do I know why that's important? Because my youngest daughter, Joselina, is alive today thanks to local blood donors. Find out how you can help at cbco.org. Local donors, local patients. That's the Community Blood Center of the Ozarks difference.
I'm Nicole Cartmell with the Bank of Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, you're probably spending a lot of time looking at real estate listings. But there's one main thing you need to do to narrow down your search. Get pre-qualified for a home loan. Mortgage loan officer Shannon Meissner is here. How does this help you to live well, bank well?
Getting pre-qualified for a mortgage loan is definitely your first step. Pre-qualification allows you to determine early on how much money you can borrow to purchase a home in connection with your monthly budget. This way you know what homes to be watching the market for. We have lots of different loan options to fit everyone's unique needs. This way we can help you accomplish your homeownership dreams and goals. And the best part about pre-qualification is there's no cost. It's quick, easy, and it makes you a smart buyer.
Thanks, Shannon. And of course, our mortgage loan officers like you are here to help you every step of the way. At the Bank of Missouri, we help you live well, bank well. The Bank of Missouri is an equal housing lender.
Acme Towing Company. That's too far away.
Let Henry's do it.
Nah, we're ready to close.
Let Henry's do it.
Henry's is ready to take your call right now. From compacts to semis, Henry is here to help 24/7. Save yourself the hassle and make us your first call. Henry's gets there fast, offering multiple locations to serve the Ozarks. When you're stuck on the side of the road, make the right call. Let Henry do it.
Back with you live, Ozark Mountain Sports Complex. It's been a good one today, and the last one went to extras. The Republic Locos win 8-7 in 10 innings, defeating the Springfield Metropolitans, and with the win, the Locos clinch the Grip and Rip Baseball League's North Division title, and that means they secure an automatic berth in the GRBL semi-finals. Welcome in our Elite Promotions Elite Performer of the Game, Chris Meza. Well, Chris, all you did tonight was pitch a couple of shutout innings, then you went out there in the 10th, brought home a very gamey Scott Wilson on an RBI single over the first baseman's head to win the ball game. And you played some catcher tonight. The guy's a little bit short-handed, but moved the furniture around. You answered the bell. What'd you see on that last pitch from Clay Murphy?
Well, the first two, like the two at-bats that I had seen prior, he had started me with fastballs, and like normally he doesn't start me with fastballs, so I personally was a little confused, and I was like, you know what, like, because I hate guessing against Clay.
Yeah.
Either like trying to predict like what's going to happen. So my thought process was maybe look for a fastball, and he might throw me a slider. So just have my foot down and then ready to go. And he threw me a fastball. I decided kind of late, but ended up just getting enough of it to get it over Calvin's head.
Yeah, with the infielders playing in, that was all it took, and so there it was, 8-7. Well, this game featured a little bit of everything. You guys led, you trailed, you came back. I'm sure it was a lot more comfortable 6-4 going into the 9th when you thought, like, let's just get out of this thing. But then the Mets scored a couple. What did you do to just sort of keep your guys together at that juncture of the ball game?
I mean, we had really good energy all night tonight. Honestly, it's just one of those things that I feel like we came in prepared. We had a rough couple weeks. You know, we dropped 3 straight after the bye week, and it'd been a little gloomy in the dugout. And I tried today really hard to just have a lot of fun with the guys. I mean, I know you guys can't hear from up here, but I was literally talking the whole game. I think I talked to everybody or cracked jokes, especially when I was catching.
Yeah.
I was trying to do the Hamilton Porter from Sandlot. So, but yeah, I mean, we just had a lot of fun today. I think I don't think we were fazed by giving up the lead there in the 9th. I think we all knew that Harrison's a pull hitter, and we were playing the pull, and he end capped one, and so Scott had the greatest energy coming off the mound. He's like, hey, I threw him a fastball and he missed it, and we just weren't there. So, but I feel like that's the difference between our guys over the last couple of weeks and this week is just I felt like we were a lot more loose today. We weren't pressing very hard.
Yeah. Well, how about the job by Scott Wilson, probably not having exactly the mound performance he wanted, but then to go out and just get you guys an RBI triple right out of the chute there in the 10th. I think that says a lot for who he is as a person, first of all.
Yeah, it's funny because like he came up and asked me, he's like, hey, you want me to bunt? And I was like, not really. And it took me back to a couple years ago when we were the Shockers.
That was 2019.
Yeah, and I'm over in the third base's box. And
Michael Lane was the batter.
Mike Lane comes over.
Thought about a bunt.
He's like, hey, you want me to bunt? I'm like, no, dude, swing away. And sure enough, like, gets a base hit, and it rolls forever past the second baseman. We score and walk it off the next at-bat with Brett Gallion. So, like, there's a place and time for it. We had the conversation about where Mark was playing. So if Mark was playing anywhere near the base or 2 steps in front, we were just going to swing away kind of thing. So we had the conversation, but I wasn't forcing him to go out there and bunt.
Yeah, got the train conductor hat. Is that just he who gets the big hit gets the conductor hat?
No, it's like a run thing. Score a run, we put the conductor hat on.
Oh, okay, I see.
And then hit the train. Yeah,
that's very good. Yeah, we've had the train whistle sounds. It's been a lot of fun, and this is a fun group, and I think a dangerous group, as you guys were able to prove tonight. Wanted to ask about personnel. We saw Collison go 5. That hasn't happened. Was the idea just to save arms, save Jason Rose and John Bortz for a potential trip to the Eliminators next week?
Yeah, I think last week when I had a conversation with Bortz, and we've done it before, where he's taken a week off here and there, and he said he was hanging a little bit after last week. So we went into today knowing that guaranteed you're going in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter, right? It's like whether we win or lose. Like obviously you always want to win when you're playing a game, just from that competitive nature. But we knew like either way we were going to be fine because we give our 2 best arms a day, and then it comes into the next week or 2 weeks from now. Now they have an extra full week of rest. So I think it worked out. I also was just trying to get Tyler's mindset in place. After
he's had a couple of rough ones, and we know what he's certainly capable of when he's at his best.
Yeah.
So we saw Tyler Gamely hang in, and I thought his last 2 innings were really, had a 1-2-3 to finish out the day. So probably not the final line he would want, but certainly something to draw from. Real quick, wanted to highlight Trent Simpson for you today as well. Goes 2 for 5, but brings in 3 runs for you, 3 RBIs. Double included, and was playing some great defense out there as you kept platooning outfielders, but the one constant was Trent Simpson in the middle there.
Yeah, he's our lockdown guy. I think we'd had some conversation early on after his first at-bat about making an adjustment. We'd seen something, and I talked to him about it. So I went out there and made that adjustment, and kind of worked out well. I was real scared when I went to the mound. I was like, man, I'm gonna let them put the ball in play and see what happens. And
well, you did give up a triple, but then you settled down and ended up with a couple of scoreless innings, so no harm done there.
Well, after what I did to Collison behind the plate, I feel like it's okay that I
go out there and show him it's not so bad, right?
Yeah.
So you guys do get the bye. You finish out the regular season 4-3, snapping out of that skid at the right time. So we will wait around and see what happens in the eliminators, because that's going to determine your matchup later on. But I can tell you the next time the Locos are in action will be Sunday, October the 13th at 3 p.m. Suckers will have opted for the noon game. That was what they wanted. So you get the 3 p.m. against an opponent to be determined. That's what we know so far.
Yeah, I appreciate all you guys do.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you guys, and thanks for having a good game tonight. Glad I didn't have to do anything more in my role as deputy commissioner this evening.
When you came down running down the stairs, I thought you were going to have a heart attack.
No. I mean, cardiac health was fine, but the nerves were going, and I thought this is exactly what I didn't want to happen, was to have to come down and reiterate what goes on in extra innings. But we made through it. Thank you for not sending it any deeper into extras, by the way.
I was worried because we just had that conversation about the extra inning rule and the pitching thing, and I was like, of course, the game that I don't want Clay to go back out there for extras.
He gets to walk out, and then I saw you guys had Bortz up just in case, but didn't end up having to do that as you and Scott Wilson deliver in the bottom of the 10th. So
absolutely.
Congrats on the win and the GRBL North Division title for the regular season. We will see Chris Meza and the Republic Locos back here on Sunday, October the 13th at 3 o'clock. But we've got baseball for you sooner than that. Sunday, October 6th at high noon, it'll be the 4 versus 5 game. That will feature the Moon City Mavericks taking on the Springfield Metropolitans. Then at 3 o'clock, the Branson Showmen play the Ozark Mountain Ducks. 2 teams will win and advance to the semifinals. Two teams, the 2 losing teams, rather, will see 2024 come to a conclusion. The Nixa Suckers and the Republic Locos will be off with bye weeks, waiting to see who they will play in the GRBL semifinals. Well, folks, thank you so much to our title sponsors, Henry's Towing and the Bank of Missouri. Thank you so much to our director, Jacob House, to all those involved in the GRBL. For my partner, Roger Berger, my name is Rance Berger, wishing you good night from Ozark, Missouri.